Am I good to give intros?
Give it 10 seconds just to make sure we're actually live.
Yeah.
Hit the button.
Everyone will just calm down. We'll live in this blank void for a second.
Yeah,
At some point in this little speech, somebody will hear me, and I'll cut in for the people.
Well, I mean,
But-
right now there's usually an ad playing.
Oh, that's true
Twitch
too.
does that.
Okay.
It's like
All right. Well,
20,
even for
20 seconds.
okay, so we'll just give it another little bit then.
Yeah.
Clive, you good? SGF?
Yeah, I just can't see anything.
Oh yeah. Safety,
yeah,
are
my
you gonna
screen. Yeah,
stream to
I
Discord?
will, yeah, I will.
Okay,
There we go.
thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so
All right, just-
I think
Let
we're
it
good.
rip, let it
So, welcome everyone. Those
No,
who
no,
are
no,
watching
no, no, no,
live,
no, no,
those
no,
who
no.
are
No, welcome you to Stun
Welcome-
City.
welcome you.
We welcome
Welcome on.
you to Stun
Thank you.
City.
Thank you.
It's been a long time coming.
I am glad. Yeah, we've been on that awkward precipice for so long.
Yeah.
Ever since we all went home, we had to form our own little inappropriately named tournament series, and it is very nice to come back into the Toronto Top Tier's fold officially.
Oh, we're not getting the stream demonetized this time.
No, we are not. This is a good game. This is Fate Unlimited Codes. It's never been shortened. And with that, we have SGF and Titanium here, who will be doing commentary, two moderators from the Fate Unlimited Codes Discord. SGF, you want to say anything?
Hi, I'm Clive Slish / SGF. I play Saber and Sakura. I've been playing this game for several years. I mostly play on PS2. Well, also my arm's recovering because I got my second COVID shot.
Yay!
By the way,
All happy
get your
about that.
shot. If you can, get your shot.
Yes, Fate Unlimited Codes coming out very strongly as pro-vaccine. No controversy should be there. If TTT demonetizes us, we'll have some words later. But with that, as I mentioned, I'm Titanium. I am supposedly a Rider main, but at my heart, I am a Bazette and Lazerit main.
You play all three.
I play all three, and I think I will be
Understand
I will be a Lazerit today. So when we get to my matches, we will see a whole lot of armor coming out. So if you're interested in this game, this is Fate Unlimited Codes. It's a 2008 PS2 fighting game, and we are playing right now online with Eastern US and Canada through a rented Parsec server. Definitely come join us on our Discord if you're interested. We're always happy to have new people. And speaking of new people, that's who we have lined up for us right now. On the left side, we've got Mabeater, who is a newcomer to Fate Unlimited Codes.
Just read this slide out.
Oh, sorry. Let me go into the watch stream thing. And yes, all right, that's fantastic. We have 6 of our entrants today. A lot of our returning and regular faces. Rakir, our caster main. Sparrow, our Zero Lancer. Mabeater, who I mentioned, a new player, a Salter main, coming from ABK community. Myself, who I already mentioned. Diz, our Archer main. And level 5 Chan, a Shiro. We have a very varied cast of characters when it comes to this game, and you'll get to see a lot of play styles come out tonight. So hopefully we'll get some good matches in. I'm gonna pause right here, and I'm gonna pop over to the other call and tell them they're good to start, and then we'll get into our commentary.
Okay, so Sparrow's player 2 and Mabeater is player 1, by the way.
Clive, you're a bit far from your mic, I think.
Oh, sorry. Sparrow is player 2 and Mabeater is player 1, I believe, as evidenced by, because Sparrow means Zero Lancer now, and Mabeater plays Saber Altar.
So don't forget tonight, we have a Matcherino. You type in !Matcherino in chat. Give me a sec to update that. You can use the coupon code CSC Fate1 to add a free 50 cents to our pot. If we get enough coupon codes, Matcherino will be happier with us and maybe give us more coupon codes in the future. So if you guys haven't used that coupon code, please use it.
Oh yes, 100%. I made sure to get on that today because I would not be able to face Safety Man if I came in and had not actually used the code yet.
How do you use Matcherino coupon code? I haven't done it before.
It's very easy. You just go to Matcherino, link your social media account, and then enter that code in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a nice way to just add some pot to the tournament.
Anyway,
and,
I'll do that between matches.
yeah.
Anyway, yo, right out the gate with some meter damage.
Yes.
This is impressive.
Very
there's
classic
Bone
Zero
Clan.
Lancer.
That combo's hard, to be fair.
It is. It's very hard to get used to the his jumping combos. Does he do fastball or does he just do jumping?
Yeah, it's
aerial?
fastball. It's fastball JB. No, it's fastball JB. Believe me. That was a weird situation that I haven't really seen happen very often.
No, getting
I
that.
don't think you can combo off that.
You might have been able to, but you had to go straight into a launcher, I think, if you were going
Yeah,
to
I
do it.
definitely would have had to be 63A immediately, and I'm not even sure.
And very classic Saber Ultra, we're seeing Mabiter struggling a bit to get in.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is. I like that we were seeing them try and toss out some J236G. Having just that big shockwave can be a great way of putting out some threat.
So for those who don't know, Saber Ultra's J236X, the first hit is overhead, and the second hit of J236B, the shockwave, is a low, and that's the third hit of J236C.
Yeah, so it is a bit of an odd move, especially because aesthetically they are identical for startup. So you really do have the options.
So there, one thing that makes it sometimes harder, and sometimes you have to do it, by the way.
Nice job with that backdash.
Yeah, good backdash. I should mention that. So Saber Ultra's 2-speed knocks down early, so you generally do want to, if you can, avoid it, but sometimes you can't avoid it, you know? I mean, it's a low, so sometimes you're going to be doing it in top.
Now, we are seeing Sparrow take the strategy that we've discussed several times.
Yeah.
Realistically, Zero Lancer, one of the best runaway characters in this game.
Yep.
He doesn't need to, as we can see right there, just going for a quick overhead.
Sparrow takes a very convincing game one.
Yeah.
I mean, Sparrow's very good. And Maviter is still playing well. I do need to stress that. Like,
Yeah, new to the game, getting adjusted to certain things, especially playing almost any character in this game, you need to recognize that you have a big sword, but Zero Lancer and Lancer have spears. And so you, even though you have a disjoint, you are always playing at a disadvantage of range, and you need to overcome that.
and while Zero Lancer's spears are shorter than Lancer's, Saber Ultra still has the shortest range of all the weapons. Now, that's just a weapon character. I would have liked to see 63A there, but it's okay not to get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's some adjustment.
You definitely don't want to do a block 63A. So it's
No, exactly.
Oh, good 63A. I like it.
All right, but Zero Lancer making use of what's left of his meter. Unfortunately, doesn't switch in. Oh, yeah, a little bit unfortunate. Yeah.
So the 2C, I think the reason the beater is going for it is potentially open up low. I would like to see a little bit more confirming rather than doing the 2C, because the 2C does add some gravity, knocked down a little earlier.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I get why they're doing it.
Now, before we get too far from it, I do want to call out something that happened to Maviter right there is on Oki getting caught by Zero Lancer's 214C, his parry.
Yep.
Everyone should be aware that it does have 5 frames of startup. If you media button, you will counter hit him if he attempts that. That is only happening if you mistime your button. And that's fine for right now. But Maviter, when you look back on this, you should try and hit your buttons a little earlier to get that meaty, because it'll help you out a lot.
I mean, the other thing to be careful about, though, is you gotta remember that when you wake up with specials in this game, you can actually do it a little earlier than normal wake-up time.
Yes.
Same with wake-up activate.
Wake-up activate has no restriction, actually. When you're on the ground, you can just cancel your grounded state. It's a very wacky-looking thing when you first get used to it.
Yeah, you can do it really early. There is a window where you can't do it, but you can do it very early. Anyway, Sparrow takes a very
taking it a little bit quickly, getting in there, getting on the board.
It's hard, especially when you're playing against the former main of your character.
Exactly. He knows his character inside and out, and it is a hard matchup. It is a character that is, I would say, the best character in the game at Runaway, and probably one of the worst characters at getting in when your opponent's running. So that it's a scary combination.
Gilgamesh and Saber are a little better at Runaway, but at the same time, Gilgamesh because it's got all those swords, and Saber because her mobility is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it's very difficult. And also, I mean, you know, like when you're playing against someone this experienced who used to main your character, it's hard.
Yes. Now I'm gonna pause you right there because I'm gonna actually swap out with Sparrow because it's my matchup next.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so up next we've got Rakir versus Titanium. So Rakir is a caster player, very good caster main, by the way. Caster is a very fun character to watch, not gonna lie. So caster is a very defensive zoning character.
Afternoon.
Hello, how are you, Sparrow? So you
I'm
played very
feeling
well.
fine. I like Xanser. Xanser is a fun character that has fair mechanics.
Also, to be fair, it's kind of hard for you to fall for Saber Alter stuff because you used to main her.
I did used to play her a good amount.
Yeah. So, like, I lab zero Saber Alter, but I don't really play her in bracket. Like, I might start, but I just lab her to explore stuff.
I mean, honestly, it'd be just great to have you in bracket. The more the merrier.
Yeah, I'll probably try to make it next time. It's just today my arm's not good because got my shot.
I was actually
Yeah.
talking to Mib after the game too about like the last big thing we had. I think it was Northern Network Battles. We had like 4 different people playing Salter. She's been one of the most highly represented peak characters in our tournaments, and it's actually kind of funny considering
Well,
how
it's because
bad
she
she kind
does
of
a
is.
lot of damage out the gate.
She does. It's very nice having that much damage with so little execution. But once you actually start getting like better and better, you kind of start to see where she falls flat.
Right. I mean, yeah, I agree. Like, I still think she's got more stuff than people give her credit for. But
No, she
that more
definitely does.
stuff does require practice. And a lot of people will play Saber Alter because they don't want to practice.
I think my main issue with Salter is like, it's just, like, even if you practice all of her good stuff, the stuff that she has more that people don't really realize is kind of win more tools for like once she gets in. She doesn't. She
Yeah.
still has
Oh,
An
she's still
unfortunate-
awful
yeah.
at neutral.
She still has just an unfortunate lack of win tools. Win more is
Right.
great once you get in, but
Right. She has trouble opening people up, and she has trouble getting in on people.
yeah, it is a little unfortunate. It's nice that she has just plus frames for days if she really wants to, but
That's true. And she's also less susceptible to push block than she looks.
yes, Salter is
Because-
quite good against push block.
Yeah.
A lot of her things advance
That
her.
said, you can double push block her. It's a lot of meter, but it is worth it.
Personally, at that point, I say just guard cancel. That is the thing that exists.
It depends on your character. It
Yeah.
depends on your character. Also,
But,
guard cancel's 100 meter and double push block's just 50. So,
Oh, really? Oh, right, push block's only 29.
yeah. That's why I mentioned double push block. But the other thing is you could also reflect. Double push block is a bit of a... It is a thing, but it's also a bit costly. So
I feel like there's an issue of if you get to the point where you have to like double push block Salter. If you're in the corner by any chance, then the push blocks really won't do much for you.
that's true. So for those who don't know, the way push block works is it's a bi-directional push. So it pushes both players away from each other. And so if one of them's against the wall, that one doesn't get pushed very far. So push block becomes significantly less effective against the wall.
So
It doesn't
Titanium,
matter which player's against the wall.
yep, definitely sticking with Laser. It was saying before he really wants to try her some more. Has definitely been pushing the character a lot. It's very nice to see
Laser's got a
how
lot
hard.
of stuff.
He's been getting like almost 5k damage on her, which is
So, yeah.
amazing.
So for those who don't know what Laserd's got, she's got a tool that we call Ribcage after the version in Blaze Blue. That insult. Also, her 5C is armored.
Nice counter.
Good counter hit.
The main issue with her ribcage is it is a super, and it
Yeah.
does still have the same issues of ribcage as you can just get thrown out of it. But
Oh, yeah.
definitely a very good for snowballing.
It is a very good tool, but it's not quite as good as Izanami's version. In a vacuum, it's better, but the thing is that Izanami has a lot more tools to be effective.
I do really like to see Titanium right now. He is just
Yeah, Titanium
keeping the
is
pressure
going
up.
in. I like.
Unfortunately, dropped the combo.
This could lead to caster snowballing too.
Oh, and goes to the unblockable.
Yeah, I mean,
not
when you're in the
very
wall, push blocking is much less of an option. So
If you fully charge it, I believe you can backdash it.
yeah, probably. Caster also doesn't have the best reversal options for when in the wall.
That's true.
Caster's
Titanium
very
going
much a
up.
snowball character.
Titanium going straight for the super. When he has 3 bars, he really likes to just not worry about an install. Because if it goes wrong for him, he just loses. But gets that nice overhead
you
to
mean
open up here.
300 meter activate? Yeah.
No, like, yeah, Titanium when he has 300
you can do
meters,
you can do 2 B, and that's only
and that's
100
why
meter.
he much likes having that meter because now he just has that burst to
Yeah.
just reset that neutral if he needs to.
Or,
Going for the full combo here, but unfortunately drops it.
Yeah, it happens. These combos are not easy.
And now, unfortunately, on Caster's little home field here, there is quite a lot of space that she can build.
Yes, this is why it's Caster's best stage. Cause this is this is one of the biggest 2 stages. Titanium takes game 1 pretty convincingly. Rakir
Yeah.
is probably not switching stage. I would not. I'd stay
Most
here.
likely not. Yeah, any big stage is definitely what you want against Laser.
Especially as Caster.
Yeah, definitely.
Caster always wants big stages, and Laser always wants small stages. So
It is kind of nice for Laser though that once she gets you into the corner though, a lot of her things just have armor, and she gets to just stay in.
good throw.
Throws him
I
out
like
of that though.
Especially,
Very nice.
especially because you
No, that
know,
was a good call
Titanium
out.
does like to use that armor, and throw does beat armor. I
The main
also
issue
like that
is-
we're seeing some good zoning from Rakir. Unfortunately for Rakir, Titanium does get in.
It is a bit of an issue for here with
Titanium
Laser. It's 5
bit
CDs, so
cleaner with that execution because those drops could cost Titanium a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is hard. So I don't want to like fault players for making it particularly but it's still one of those things where it can and will cost.
I want to see Rakir stay a bit more grounded because he's kind of just lost every interaction thanks to that 5C.
Yeah, I agree. Also, good 63C. I would like to see a teleport. Oh, all right. Now we're gonna see a potential teleport mix up, or just see a screen. I agree. I think.
No, he has the life lead. Caster can just zone at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Laser has a very big deal with
Oh yeah,
getting it. It
not
is
to
quite
mention
hard.
like yeah, that's true. I agree.
This is going to be some good damage though, because it does not look like he's bursting. Oh, good burst there though. Unfortunate drop of Titanium, but that reset's kind of forced the burst there.
Yeah. Sometimes drops do lead to good resets. So that does happen sometimes.
I would say they're a very good reset, but my boy is Canadian.
Yes, Titanium is Canadian.
But this right here is going to be a lot of damage. It should actually kill. Oh,
I think so.
no.
No, not quite.
Yeah,
Liz
he did
doesn't have
more,
an
but-
scale, remember?
No, she does. She doesn't, but he can move 623C.
Oh,
He can move 63C like 3 to 4 times to just rack on damage.
don't you mean 63B?
No, the 623C. He can move it like 3 times. Yes, with RG, she can 623C RG,
Oh,
do
right,
it
well
again,
activated RG is
activate, yes,
free.
and
And
then you
also
just do it
63T is
twice.
free while activated, but you don't get the meter damage.
Armor's right through the ice.
Yeah, that Laser's armor is really good. Like, it actually works, unlike Berserker.
Yeah. It does suck that the install can kind of just get removed by any real multi-hits, but
That's true,
her
but there's
base
not
armor
that many
hits.
of them in the game.
That's
And
true.
again, like, Berserker's armor just straight up doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like really strange.
And definitely an input drop
Oh!
there.
That first...
The skeleton ate it.
Had a lot for... Yeah, you gotta be careful bursting when skeletons are. Skeletons can't eat.
Do you know what happened there? Because that third lightning blast wasn't blocked, but it also just whiffed. Was that some Z-axis shenanigans?
Yeah. Sometimes
Well,
that
Titanium.
happens.
Convincing
yeah,
2-0.
Yeah, especially against Rakir, who's a very solid caster player.
Rakir's no slouch. So I think last time it was actually the opposite too. I'm pretty sure Rakir won last time this match was played.
I think so, yeah. Rakir was doing very well last time. Remember last time, Rakir and Level 5 were paired to go against each other in the first round, and
Level 5 has been a bit of a bane for Rakir every time I've seen that matchup.
yeah, and Level 5 is just really good. Like,
Yeah, he
Level
is.
5 won the tournament last time.
I
I was on
a little
Titanium
disappointed
about
from
the
that,
seeding about last time, because Level 5 was seeded number 5 and won the tournament. But I see Level 5 is seeded with a bye this time, which I agree with. Also, yeah. But yeah, Level 5 is very good. Actually, all the players in this bracket are very good. So,
I do believe it's actually them playing next, so we should see Shiro versus Laser right now.
I'm curious to see how that goes.
That's a good question.
So, Shiro, one of the Oh yeah, that's right. I recently saw a tier list for Fate UC that had Shiro, Bazette, and Sakura as bottom 3 in the same tier as each other, and I was just like,
No.
whoever made this tier list has no idea that Nii is an overhead.
Nii is an overhead, and Shiro actually is pretty good
Shiro's pretty good.
compared to how people normally view him. He's definitely not like actually good compared to
I mean,
anybody
he's
above
around
his
where
tier.
Alter
But
is. He's not great, but also Alter was ranked really high, which like with low execution, she's very good compared to other characters with low execution. But like once you start getting more execution, her strengths start to fall off a little bit, and because of that, her weaknesses become more of a problem.
one thing I want to see in this matchup is level 5 is pretty notorious for like JC and just RGing through any gap you have. I'm a little curious to see how Titanium's actually going to adapt to that, because I'm not sure
Level
how good
5
JC
is so good with those RGs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how level 5 practices it. I need to find out because level 5 is doing something right.
I think it's honestly just over time.
Yeah. So you definitely got to be careful pressuring level 5 because level 5 can and will go for an RG. And respect it. It's a really solid option if you can land it. The window is very tight though.
I remember
And
last
level
time
5 is landing it.
it was me, Koma, and the other people playing last time we didn't have a tournament. I like what Koma said, how on block, a lot of the strings, you kind of just do like a few hits and back off. There's no real point to do extended pressure when a lot of the time there will be gaps to RG through.
Yeah, that's true. Especially because, like, if you're doing pressure that has certain sizes of gaps, specifically, you can, mash RG while blocking, and if you stay in block, then it doesn't come out anyway.
Yeah, you can just OS by mashing it, unfortunately.
It's not as strong as, like, OSing with the invincible super buttons, which, by the way, those are allowed in this tournament, and level 5
Which-
does use them, and I don't blame them for using them.
It is
I don't blame
scary
them at all.
when you just get
Shira's got an
calibered through
invincible super.
everything.
Shira's got an invincible super, and you will probably see it.
It is also a combo and counter hit.
Yeah, it's a very good super.
Ooh, unfortunately, it just jumps back right into a 5C.
Yeah, you gotta be careful jumping at round starting and place it. Also, I like that Titanium didn't fully do it that time.
And catches him with
Mixing
a,
it up. I do really like what I saw from Titanium there.
Titanium unfortunately dropping the combo though, keeping the pressure up.
Yeah, this
The
is
counter hit.
very scary. I think, I believe level 5, yeah, I believe Titanium got the stage pick. Most people in this game will, when they get the side pick, choose player 1 side.
That JC of Lazerets is a little
Oh my god,
little
that
funky.
did you see that JA cross up or is that JB?
I
that was-
think that's JB.
I think it was JB, yeah, you're right. That was a good cross up.
Oh, I am
I-
unsure if that was meant to be that or not.
I do wonder about that because, so for those who don't know, that super is kind of a knowledge check in that if you block that super, you get guard crushed and take way more damage than if you just got hit by it.
Who unfortunately drops the combo, but this will be quite a lot of damage for Titanium. And he also is getting an install after.
I mean, yeah, it's a blue beat. Blue beats are good.
Oh,
Yeah, once
and
you're already.
unfortunately
So,
whips.
yeah, that was a really good use of that double jump by Titanium.
Even if it didn't whiff though, I'm pretty sure Laser would have just through it.
No.
Right,
Laser's armor
supers
does
go
not
through
work
armor.
on supers.
That's right. Forgot about that part.
However, comboing off of supers on Lacerit is easier said than done, because it turns out if you have an armor install and you get start of a combo, you're still armored.
Oh.
So you have to do something to like burn through that armor really fast to do a combo off of it.
So if
'Cause
the
you'll
super doesn't
crumple.
kill the armor, they're still armored.
Yes.
Ooh. In any case, pretty convincing from Titanium that round too.
Yeah, that
They're
was
getting very good.
I absolutely agree with level 5, going to a big stage.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Laserite, that's never really like the wrong choice. It's kind of hard to argue
Yeah.
it being the wrong choice
Well,
for
it's the wrong
first
choice
Laser.
for Sakura and Saber Ultra, maybe.
I guess. When it comes to two close range fighters, it's kind of hard to argue whether or not you
Yeah,
want to be close
yeah,
or
that's
not.
true. Argue,
Salter v Laserite, I honestly think it's better for Laserite to be closer than Salter, just because she has much better normals with armor than Salter does.
Salter only has the one armored normal.
Exactly, and it's 60.
And yeah, it's not
the
great
best.
armor, and the armor doesn't happen until like frame 6.
Ooh, unfortunately drops the combo.
Yeah. We might see that later. Anyway. Oh, so
Tries
that's
to,
the thing I was
poke
talking
out.
about the wall with push block. So because level 5 was against the wall, the push block was less effective. Also, I do like that level 5 is not afraid to zone even when behind.
And delays the RG in order to catch a level 5 poking.
Yeah. Very good stuff by Titanium.
Ooh, definitely could have punished that whip there.
Oh.
Unfortunately, kind of disrespects it.
Yep, and Shiro is now level 5 is now going to do a combo.
Ooh, last hit not connected, so
So
unfortunately no
yeah,
meter drain.
I mean that's because that's because the last hit doesn't hit behind her, but the first 2 hits do.
Bit of a shame, but
Yeah.
gets a nice little counter hit.
Yeah,
Both hit
especially because
straight.
Lancer's last hit hits behind him.
Yes, Lancer is a messed up character.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
character's
discussion
too
for
good.
a different day, though. Ooh, and
Yeah.
low profile's the 5B, I think that was.
Yeah. No, that was I think it was
That wasn't 5C, definitely. Yeah, that
no,
was
it
a 5B.
definitely wasn't 5C. You can't low profile that one. Oh, I would have liked to see a combo off of the arrow, but maybe it was too far. I do respect that level 5 was a bit cautious there, because ultimately, like, sometimes it really is better to be cautious. I think that was a good burst.
It depends on how far Titanium could have snowballed there, because that wouldn't have killed.
That's true. That is true, but preventing snowballing is good, and I also just generally am a fan of if you're going to burst, do it
And there's
soon
the
rather
RG.
than later.
There's the level 5 special. So,
and this is
Titanium
going to
able
hurt.
to burst out of this if he wants to.
Yeah, that's true. Still, that's half of Titanium's health. I like that level 5 didn't overcommit.
Unfortunately,
I
mistimed.
would have liked to see oh wait, level 5 is too low on meter to push block there, I think.
Oh, drops the combo, unfortunately.
He's happened. But
This
still,
will be
doesn't-
good
doesn't
damage.
pay for it. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. No, this won't kill.
Nope, unfortunately drops it. But he does get an
Oh.
armoring spell that level 5 is not going to try to grab.
Oh, I
gets the
agree
counter
with
hit.
level 5 jumping back with JC. Oh no,
Oh, then this
is
should
gonna
be
kill.
it.
Good stuff by Titanium, sending level
Titanium.
5 to loser's bracket.
He has definitely been practicing a lot more.
Yeah, Titanium's been practicing a lot. I haven't been practicing as much as I used to.
Granted, like
Um,
every time I've played Titanium, he's kind of just stuck with Laser now. Hasn't really played Rider that much.
I'm kind of curious about that. I mean, Lacer's very good too. I mean, to be fair, the way Titanium plays Rider, Titanium likes to go for plus frames more than mix-up.
Well, if you're not already
It's a valid
knocked
way to
down
play
there.
Rider, but I do actually think in that sense, from like a strategy standpoint, Lacer is better for Titanium, though Rider is a stronger character in general. Well, because like a lot of Riders will go for, you know, all sorts of dirty mix-ups because Rider's got so many of them.
Yeah,
When I play Rider, I go for dirty mix-ups left and right.
I do believe I'm getting summoned.
Yep. Yeah, you're gonna be playing against
Time to verse the edgy boy himself.
Yep, good luck. So, Sparrow's going to be playing against, I forget who.
It's Diz.
Diz! Oh, this is gonna be a matchup. This is gonna be a good match. Thanks for reminding me, Safety Man. So, Diz is, one of our Archer mains. I forget who Koma mains. Oh wait, Koma mains Kyrie now. Koma plays everyone. Anyway. Diz is a very solid Archer main. Likes to go for very aggressive stuff, and I respect it. It works. 138 also, very famous Archer main, also goes for a lot of very aggressive stuff. Marlon Pai likes to go for aggressive stuff too. It's a very valid way to play that character. It's a very solid way. one thing you will have to watch out for when playing against Diz is that overhead. It's 214B, I believe, in Blade mode. That move hits overhead, and it is a special, and it sort of goes in too, so it's a very solid overhead. So you do have to watch out for that. But Sparrow's been playing for a long time too. This is gonna be a match to watch. So, Diz will probably be in sword mode most of the time, which makes sense. It's definitely the best way against Zero Lancer, I think. Might go for Blade, might switch to bow mode just to do the unscale, would be my guess. Anyway, so one of the things to watch out for when Archer's in Blade mode is if Archer presses A during 236X, Archer will make the swords come back to him. And it's a very good strategy that Diz makes use of a lot. I'm very excited to see this match. Oh yeah. Oh right. I should do that. Let me while they're setting out their buttons, I'm gonna do that right now. Actually, thanks for reminding me.
Yep, don't forget guys, we have a Matcherino set up for this tournament. Head on over to matcherino.com/t/CSCFate1. You can use the coupon code CSCFate1 and you'll add 50 cents to the pot. And the more codes used up, the happier Matcherino becomes at us, and hopefully we'll get more codes, more prizes for future tournaments. So if you guys haven't already, please enter that coupon code. Helps out a lot.
Okay.
All right, I'm coming back in.
Yeah, I'm working on entering that coupon code. How do you do it?
Oh yes, we should do a little guide. Anyone watching, because we have a minute of downtime. So if you go to our Matcherino, which is matcherino.com/CSCFate1, then you can just hit contribute, and then you don't have to put any dollars in. You just put in the code, which I think is CSCFate1, and it will fill in 50 free cents for you.
I don't have an account. I need to.
Yeah, so you do have to link an account. I just linked my Discord, or you could do your Facebook, Gmail.
I'll link my Google.
Yeah. And after you do that, and anyone else in the audience who is so inclined, I think our match is actually ready for us.
All right, I swear I've read the terms. I clicked agree without reading.
A very fast reader, SGF. How are you liking the laserette?
Very good, very good.
I felt good. I was worried. I was worried how it would
I
go.
added 50 cents to the prize pool.
Hey, that's what I like to see.
All right. But yeah,
Jesus,
your list is
Sparrow.
playing very solid. I see you've made a lot of adjustments since last time.
Yeah, I definitely want her to be more than a gimmick character. I think she's got some real potential.
I think she's very good. I've thought she was very good for pretty much ever since I saw that armor. Yes, it's a gimmick, but it's a very good gimmick.
It's a good gimmick. I mean, yeah, exactly. How you have to think of it is if they hit a button, your armor startup is functionally your move startup. So it's like,
right.
That's how I like to envision it.
Oh, I meant the install. I meant ribcage.
Oh, the install. I mean, yeah, ribcage is actually just great. Like,
yeah. Like, yes, it's a gimmick, but it's a very good gimmick. Anyway, speaking of gimmicks, Zero Lancer really likes
meter
doing your
drain.
meter like this.
Yeah. If you see me and Sparrow play tonight, I every combo I do is an activate combo because I know I won't have meter for long.
That makes sense. That's a good strategy. I will still hoard meter because my characters like to. Well, actually, I lied. Saber likes to spend meter in combos constantly, but Sakura likes to hoard meter for doing really
summons. Yeah. I like
That
that
was
we're
a really
seeing.
good air tech double jump. I need to specify that. So in this game, out of air tech, you can double jump. Even Berserker can do it, despite not normally having a double jump.
And if you don't double jump, I believe you're invincible until landing.
Uh,
I believe so.
I
was
think you can
thinking.
get hit. You can get hit.
Okay, we'll check later on that because I'm pretty sure I tested it earlier, but I might have made some
There
mistakes.
is some iframes, and you do lose all of them after you double jump.
Yeah, as soon as you enter the air. I will say, Zero Lancer, oh god, seeing the range of his attacks in this matchup, it's so frustrating for Archer.
Oh yeah, Zero
'cause
Lancer normals have really good range, and
and Archer likes to live in that space of either on top of you or like pure
Yeah.
zoner. Like
Archer does not do well against mid-range opponents, and Zero Lancer excels at mid-range. So, Diz is gonna try to stay out of mid-range. Easier said than done.
I mean, now
Okay.
now that we see the health advantage, especially after this combo's done, honestly,
That was a
I'm
good
not.
burst.
Oh,
That was
I
a good
gonna-
burst.
Yeah, it was a very good
I-
burst. But
sorry,
we might see some more runaways soon if he can get this health advantage lead again. 'Cause I think this is
Oh,
a
yeah.
matchup that really encourages nice reflect guard.
Oh yeah, Diz also really likes to go for this. Diz
Yeah.
is really on fire with 256A and RGs and 256A return. Actually, I don't know whether it was 256A or which.
This combo might kill. Okay, I thought we was gonna go for the activate.
It could kill, but it is easier said than done. Archer combos are actually really hard.
This combo's gonna be
So-
really relevant though, because it'll also end
Oh,
with Archer
yeah.
having no meter,
Yeah.
which is gonna be on almost more. Oh no, it's gonna miss. Wow, he
Got the
just-
second hit. Got that American reset.
yeah, that was definitely a way to take the game. All
Yeah,
right.
we take those. We take those.
Yeah, I've seen enough of Zero Lancer combos. He needs you to be high in the air when his 623 236 B starts.
Yeah, or on the ground. Zero
Yes.
Lancer likes comboing into grounded 236B, 236B.
Which is funny because there's some problems I have with that because when he does that and then does a combo after, he pretty much gives them enough meter to RG. So it's like he does a meter drain combo, but then he gives them resources back.
He gives him enough meter to RG unless he does another meter drain at the end of it, because he can do that.
After an activate combo, he can get enough to do another.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that is pretty scary.
In fact, Zero Lancer's main B&B does exactly that. And
I-
ends with hard knockdown. Because
I
for
had
those
talked to
who don't
Sparrow
know,
about it, yeah.
Zero Lancer's... Sparrow's going for it, it's just hard.
Yeah. But yes, you're saying his only hard knockdown, I think, is his super?
It's not his only... It might actually be. Zero Lancer's 236B, if it hits an aerial opponent, is a hard knockdown.
Yeah. Lazerit's only hard knockdown is unfortunately her super, which limits
That's
some of
good
her options.
no, that means... No wonder I saw so many people doing air tech double jumps and side rolls.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is very frustrating.
I need to talk about that burst. That was an extremely good burst. And so one of the keys when bursting in this game is you want to do it while your opponent is in the air.
Yes.
That is the optimal time to burst. Because one, it's going to be air counter hit, in which case it's a hard knockdown. And instead of resetting to neutral, now you get to go on top of them. Speaking of...
Meter drain? Yeah.
Yep, meter drain. Yeah, Sparrow's going for it. I want to see it. It's hard.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
I guess Sparrow isn't going for the whole thing.
no,
It's really hard.
he needs to do the jump loops, right?
Yeah, it's fastball, C loop. It's hard.
Oh my god, that was a dirty
Oh my
reset.
god, that was a dirty cross-up. I love it. That's what you want to see.
Oh.
So for those, that was a
We just
really...
saw guard points.
Yeah.
For 5 or 6 frames of Zero Lancer's 646A, he has guard point against everything
that
below.
was even sillier because that interaction,
Was
Zero
armor
Lancer hit
hard
into
point, yeah.
Archer's armor on 63C. It was a really funny interaction. It was pretty cool. Someone should clip that.
Now, here's the thing. Here, I will
One
admit
MP bursting, I'm not sure I agree with. Well, okay, yeah, it worked.
Yeah. And this should kill. No, he's going for the not. He's going for the weaker combo.
I definitely would have liked to see an unscale there.
Okay, what's he gonna do here? Because he has RG on deck, but he's not gonna use it. No.
Oh, gets hit by the overhead.
Yeah, he needed to toss an RG in there. If he can predict that Zero Lancer is gonna hit a button, his RG actually auto times
Good
really
use of
well.
That parry at round start. Very
Yes.
aggressive move by Sparrow, but it works.
It's actually really good because there's no button fast enough to hit before it's active, before his parry's active.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if your opponent does the button at round start, it works.
Yeah, exactly, and that covers
I
a
don't
lot of
do
options.
buttons at round start very often. Because Saber will typically do round start backdash into 214X.
That's fair. I think. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that interaction, but yeah, he got to react
like
to
that.
the overhead because of when he activated.
But there was another thing that I really liked what I saw from Diz, where Diz did 623C into RC. Yes, it's costly, but also it also means that if you get the overhead, you get the combo off of it, and if you don't get the overhead,
Now, if we see the unscale in this combo, this should kill.
yes. This combo
No, not gonna. All right, and unfortunately stuck in boom mode.
Just go for the easier
No, that's it.
head. Keep it simple.
Once again, I will remind us, if Archer gets stuck in bow mode, he does not have RG and he does not have throw. He is struggling if he gets stuck in bow mode.
Okay,
I
do need to put a
Hold on.
caveat on that.
Hold on,
because-
I need to go tell these
Yeah.
players this is not best of 5 yet.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes, so I think they might be confused, but
okay.
I'll just clarify for them.
Yeah, that's good. So, one of the things, what Titanium said is absolutely true. But Archer does have a very good reversal option in bow mode, which is bow mode guard cancel / counter assault. So the way that works is it has invul on the startup of it, but it shoots an arrow up into the sky, and then 2 arrows crash down. So as a result, sometimes you'll get hit after it, but then you'll combo off of it. Because your opponent gets hit out of their combo, and you get to start a combo out of theirs. So it's very potentially strong, though there are characters you have to be careful using it against. It's also 100 meter, so. But yeah, players played very well. Sparrow played really well, knocking Diz into losers bracket. Sparrow and Titanium are on fire today. Like, they're gonna be in winners finals, right? I think so. Cause Titanium beat level 5 and and Vakir. Yeah, they're in winners finals. Alright. So oh, wait, have we not played any losers bracket matches yet? Oh, right, the losers bracket matches, we're waiting on those winners bracket matches. Never mind. That's why. Yeah, that makes sense. I forget how 6-person DE brackets work. Alright, anyway, I believe Diz and Rakir are setting up their buttons. What song is playing? Is it Code? Oh, never mind. Thanks, Safety Man. I don't actually have audio, so I have no idea what song is playing on the stream at a given point in time. But yeah, everyone's playing really solidly. So I believe next is either Diz versus Mibiter, or Diz versus Rakir, or Rakir versus Mibiter, or Mibiter versus... It's some combination of those two of the players from Diz, Rakir, Mibiter, and level 5. All 4 of which are very good.
All right, hey.
So we got Diz versus Rakir.
Indeed we do.
Oh, this is gonna be a match to watch.
Yeah, it's
Casper versus Archer. I love this matchup.
we haven't had these players versus each other, I think, very often. Despite
It's a cool matchup.
it's interesting, yeah. Is Archer going to be playing more rushdown or run? Because I guess Caster's a better zoner than him, so I think he'd want to rush in, right?
Actually, Archer can contest Caster's zoning.
Really, that's
Like,
interesting to hear.
Archer's got faster projectiles, And in zoning versus zoning, faster projectiles are very important. So, but Diz likes to play aggressively. This is definitely Diz's choice of stage.
Yes, it was.
I agree. Expected. Makes sense. Oh, God.
Yes. The extremely dirty mix-ups.
Yeah, Caster, the cross-up too. Didn't quite get in range, but still. Oh, speaking of overhead, that was a good overhead too.
Yeah. For those of you joining us, Caster is built heavily around being one of the most snowbally characters in the game, while
And that's
also
saying
being
something.
yes, and while also being a pretty competent zoner. So she keeps you out, but then once she touches you, ooh boy, it's gonna really hurt. And
I love that use of the air dash.
Yes.
So Caster has a float, and she can jump during the dash out of it, and use it as a pseudo air dash. You can even TK into the float to do like a really janky pseudo instant air dash. It's super cool looking.
Yeah.
But it's also very hard.
It is. It is not at all safe. Like you can't block during it, but boy, does it get in fast.
You can't block during the air at all. So
No, I know, but when we say air dashing, it's it
most
immediately
teams
brings.
don't let you block during your air dash. To be fair, only Melty does that.
A lot of games allow you to do some kind of block during air dash, like whether it requires like you using a resource like
Block after the end of your air dash is what it is, typically.
okay, or spend meter to you do a special block, like depending on what game. Like
Even in Guilty Gear, if you spend meter, you still have to wait until after the end of your air dash, except for in Strife, where you can use Faultless to cancel your air dash, which is pretty cool.
All right, so Caster, Rakir focusing heavily
Oh
on
man,
the
that
keeping out.
overhead didn't confirm off the overhead, but was confirming off that low. Diz had no choice but to burst there.
Yeah, and now it just happened to me in one of the earlier games.
Oh,
Diz better be
Diz
careful. Oh, I was gonna say Diz better be careful because Skeleton will eat burst. It happened to me in our game,
yeah.
and it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, Skeleton is such a good tool.
Ooh, unfortunately mistimed it. That
good
should
throw,
cost us the
good
game.
throw.
Yeah.
So Caster is one of the characters that can actually combo off of her throw,
Yes.
and Caster's Oki game is very scary, as you saw earlier in this game.
Yeah, she can realistically do what, like 9-way mix-ups, because she does a special, which is a projectile with a gap in it, and so
And
she can do side
cross
mix-ups.
up during that gap, so you
And
have
she
to
has-
guess which lightning bolts to block on which side.
And she has
uses it to go
unreactable
through the
high-low.
air to do recross up.
Yes,
and
and
she
she
can
has-
also do low, or quick overhead,
Yep.
or throw.
She has, I think, the fastest unreactable overhead in the game in her JA.
Oh yeah, that overhead's amazing.
Yeah, it is, I want to say 9 frames total.
Yeah, it's an amazing overhead. The other thing, so she doesn't have a grounded overhead, but the thing about grounded overheads in this game is they have a lot of startups. A Caster's JA, if she's in a situation where she can do it, is a really amazing mix-up tool.
I want to take a second and explain more about Caster's fly for a second. So when Caster is in the air, she mostly has access to her aerials, but almost I'll say almost all of her specials. She has an identical air version of.
Her 236 and her 623.
Yes.
But her 421 instead of teleporting, 421A in the air is her float.
Yes.
Which slowly drains your meter during it. So you do have to be a little careful about that. But if you use it into dash immediately, it's not a big deal.
Yes. And I think
man.
technically it's a dash immediate jumble.
I have to say, I respect Diz's restraint there. Because if Diz did JC, Rakir probably would have done Rule Breaker.
Well, I mean, I will say once again, Rule Breaker is okay in this game.
Oh,
I think,
right, but this would have been able to... No, wait, yeah, it would have been active already, so this would have been able to activate cancel
Yes.
in the air. So, that's true.
You have to be very careful with parry tools in this game. Unfortunately, it
you gotta
looks
be
like...
careful with counter supers, except for sabers against projectiles. Which
Yes, there's no stopping that.
There is one thing you can do. You can activate yourself so that you can block and then take 4,000 damage to the face instead of 2,300 and a long combo.
Wow, what an improvement. Oh shoot,
man.
Caster's too short.
So, yeah, I really like how solid Rakir is with, yeah, very good 63 C in the air, by the way.
Oh, prize for something
That
fancy.
would have been cool if it landed. So I really like how good Rakir is with like, you know, knowing when to go for using 5A or 2A to get out of stuff like that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, okay, I was gonna say get out of that bow mode fast, or it will kill you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Archer doesn't have like Archer can get out of it pretty fast.
He can, but if
But
he's
he
waking,
can't
if
cancel
he's
things on whiff into it like Gilgamesh can, but Gilgamesh is tough meter.
and him being in bow mode makes Oki on him disgusting.
So I mentioned it while you were off stream actually earlier, but Archer does actually have a really not talked about enough tool. Good unscale by this, by the
Yeah.
way.
Are you gonna say Roias?
No,
No?
I was absolutely not going to say Roias.
Okay, what are you gonna say?
Literally only works against projectile supers.
I
You
mean,
have
that's
to
the
already
only
be
that's
activated.
the only thing I know that is not often talked about. So tell me what it is.
Archer's bow mode counter assault / guard cancel.
Oh yes, it's extremely safe. Like
Well,
to put out there.
you can combo off of it. This is the only one in the game where you can combo off of it. So what happens is he shoots his arrow up, and then if he gets hit, your opponent has to avoid the arrows from crashing down, or he can combo you out of your combo.
That's true. Yeah, I don't think about that. You're right.
Coma doesn't think it's that good, and I get that it's not like
It's not the
immediately
world,
useful,
but
I still think it's really good.
I think the big thing is its huge startup means that like they should be able to activate or just end their move and then like backdash to be safe.
Maybe, but like at that point now it's Archer's turn.
That's true. Yeah, I think he can steal his turn back, but that's
Yeah.
what most. I mean,
Most guard cancels.
Oh no! Yeah,
But the
activate
other
a
thing is
person to
like
it.
if you call it, you have to call it out pretty hard. Which most guard cancels you have to call out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good burst.
All right, and that
I
should
do
be the
really
round.
like that we're seeing a lot of very early bursting. Oh, the trade
Yeah, I
was-
think it's important. I also
trading is
think that.
very favorable when you're not the one at 1 HP.
Now, I will say we're seeing a lot of early bursting in large part because these are not characters like outside of Archer's activate combo. He's not really using meter that much compared to other characters.
Caster likes to use that meter.
Caster
though.
does, and I'm surprised that we don't see more of it. But I know that most of his meter use that Rakir uses is just for that 623C.
Yeah, but the reason I like early burst in this game is, like, what, you're gonna wait until after you've taken 7,000 damage to burst?
Yeah, that's fair. Alright.
Was too far
Rakir
out
is-
to combo off that, but this will hurt.
Yes, unfortunately doesn't get the full combo. I think he wanted the 2C, got the 5C.
Yeah. Yeah,
once again,
you can
activate.
actually combo off of that 2C there into, oh, that
Seen
was
him
an
mess it-
unfortunate drop by Diz.
Yeah, we see him
It
mess it up a
happened.
couple times tonight.
Oh,
Needs an opening.
Good awareness by Rakir to block there. Unfortunately, still gets tagged. But there's still another round. It's
actually-
game round for both players.
It's actually interesting because that setup, Archer's sword recall loses
Yeah.
to low profiles. So he does have to be careful tossing it out on certain characters.
You mean Sakura and Saber?
I mean quite a lot of them, but yes, no, not Saber. We said.
What?
I mean the specific like low profile like Rider 2B and
Oh,
Hero
yeah,
2B.
that makes sense. Oh, Saber 2A won't do it?
No, sure. She does not have. She's just short. She doesn't have that property. That
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, it's like it's a property status rather than a height.
I think so. That's my understanding. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But we better focus on the game because it looks like it's about to end in round 3 of game 3. It really just depends on can Diz get
Any
in.
solid hit will do it at this point.
Oh, goes for the super. Just creates a wall. I love this actually. I think that's so neat.
Oh
but
my gosh,
loses
this
to the
still gets
super
around
jump.
it though.
That is so
Impressive.
good. That was such a great timing. That was such a great call out. We needed
That was
to see.
really good by Diz.
We need to see almost a skeleton or a 623A to create a wall.
63A would have worked there, but
It's hard to time,
easier
yeah.
said than done.
For sure, and it would have lost. It it would have lost him the ability to do his mix-up. So that was
Yeah.
super well done by Diz. Nice job on
Yeah.
that win. Super.
Yeah, that
earned.
was really good weaving between the fireballs.
And I'm gonna tap out for 1 second so I can get our next match set up. But great games for Rakir. It was lovely
Yeah.
seeing him out again.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to knock you out of the tournament, buddy. Me and Diz, the Toronto
Yeah,
tag
I mean,
team.
Rakir's very good though. Like,
He is. He's
mean,
so
he's
good.
still-
And he's been playing the game for a long time, a lot longer than a lot of the current Toronto scene.
yeah,
Um,
Rakir is very strong. I kind of want to make it out to Toronto sometime.
I hope you can. I definitely, once we're allowed, I will definitely get some of our American friends out. But again, I'm gonna tap out so I can get Mabeater and level 5 to play.
Yeah, makes sense. Sorry, my foot's falling asleep. Anyway, so we got level 5 versus Mabeater, right. So this is gonna be Shiro versus Saber Alter. Some Heaven's Feel spoilers. Actually, Saber Alter even being in the game is Heaven's Feel spoilers. It's a visual novel from 20 years ago, so okay, 17 years ago technically. Anyway, so Shiro will probably go for a mid-range slash weaving in and out of Saber Alter's range, rather than playing pure zoning or pure rushdown, as Shiro does have a good zoning game, but Shiro's also got very good tools up close, while Mabeater is going to want to get in. Like, Mabeater really wants to get in this matchup. Well, every matchup, but yeah. So one thing I'd like to see from Mabeater is confirming before deciding to use 2C or not, so that Mabeater can confirm to 5C 63A, because 2C attacks on gravity, and sometimes you got to do it though. It's not like 6C, which I will admit I can be a little harsh on. The 6C does have use as it does with armor, and it can be useful for calling out first. And also, I'm very curious to see how this match is going to go. Mabeater is new, but Mabeater's playing very well. So, who knows? Mabeater might be able to pull an upset on level 5 Chun, the champion from the previous tournament. This is gonna be a match to see. So, I'm guessing if level 5 gets stage select, we're gonna see Rita Temple, Church Entrance, Emiya Household, very big stages. While if Mabeater gets stage select, we're gonna be seeing stairs.
Yes. So now we are gonna get going. Mabeater told me that he was going to spend however long he had between games remembering his Berserker, because he thought he might be more confident in that than his Salter.
Ooh.
Yes, so I'm excited to see if he... Okay, yep, this is what we're seeing.
Oh no! Did Mabeater bind the instant super buttons?
I actually don't think he did. No, he plays
Why
on default
didn't he?
controls. He is a man of honor.
It's allowed. I want to see Berserker do it in a tournament just so it gets banned.
Well, you need to learn Berserker. That's what it sounds like
I'm
to
not
me.
playing Berserker. You know my character choice trend. Why would I ever main Berserker?
All right, what if I put Berserker in a cute dress? Would that help or no?
Technically, Berserker is already wearing an armored skirt.
I'm just all right. Yeah, halfway there. Just get him a nice a tight shirt. Complete the set.
Berserker's got too much muscle. Sorry.
Okay, it dropped, but I'll take it.
It happened. But yeah, level 5, doing...
Yeah, I'm playing more of a zoning.
Einsburn for it. That's an interesting stage choice. So, this stage is a very good stage for people who don't want to get combos. Because the walls on this stage are not rectangular.
Yeah,
It's like an
true.
octagon or something.
And it is relatively small, which I think does help with what Berserker wants from this matchup.
Yeah,
But-
it's small, but the walls don't behave.
No.
Which,
Nice
I
on the
love
cross-up
that
combo.
Side swap combos are really cool.
All right.
Wake up activate.
He's gonna miss. Yep.
Oh, yeah, good jump over. Especially like with Berserker. I mean, Berserker doesn't have a double jump except for out of an air tech.
So, a fun fact, Shiro is, in my experience, the easiest character to go under people like that. So whenever you see me pressuring Shiro with Laser It during armor, I'm always jumping over him and doing side cross-up stuff. Because I do not want to risk getting hit by that super.
It's a very good super.
Timing to activate, but
I mean,
gotta be careful now.
Do it. Sometimes you gotta do it. I mean,
yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna lose him the game, but that's fair. Just needs to find a little bit more chances to sort of create safe pressure, and you need needs to sort of force Shiro to respect him more, so he can get some more command grabs.
I think Mibiter should go back to the options and bind the instant super button.
Well, not right now. Is it gonna happen?
Yeah, I know. But the reason why I made that joke is because, so for those who don't know, Berserker's 720A can be binded to one of the instant super buttons.
Yes, and I believe it is
SPB.
4 or 5 frame startup.
No, it is 3 frames. The super flash is on frame 3. And the meter is spent on frame 3.
Yep.
Berserker is in counter hit state on the first 2 frames.
Yes.
So you need to leave a 1 or a 2 frame gap in order to catch Berserker mashing that during block. But easier said than done.
Yes.
And all you get is a little counter hit on what's probably 5B, which, I mean, that's something, but...
I mean, it's definitely something, but yeah, it is a scary reversal option that he has.
Yeah, it is a really good reversal option. I think it's one of the silliest reversal options in the game, especially because, so for those who don't know, so it's a command grab kicker, which means you kind of have to jump to get out of it, except for one problem. Nothing in this game is jump cancel and block.
Yes.
Except for landing from aerial.
Now, to be fair, I will say that, I mean, you play Sakura. Sakura has a reversal, invincible on startup command grab super.
Yes. Sakura's 236 is very good.
Yeah.
But also, hers is on 236 instead of 720.
Yes, that's true. The function of how much easier it gets is different.
Also, the range on it is less. The damage on it is less.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about what's happening on screen, because definitely seeing some good bread and butters here from level 5. Ooh, beautiful reflect guard. He loves using that.
Level 5 is so good with the reflect guard. I'm actually wondering if level 5 goes into training mode and actually practices doing that against certain pressure strings.
Yeah, I'd be interested to ask, because I definitely think that if you assume that
knows where to do it.
Oh, for sure. But like, it's also that a lot of frame gaps are less than 5 frames. So it's like, if you assume your opponent isn't gonna delay, there's a lot of gaps that like I get the logic of where he tossed it in.
That's true. That's true. Especially because if you hit reflect guard during block,
oh, not a whiz.
Okay, so yeah, it does hit above him a little bit, like you saw there. And Berserker, unfortunately, is a big target.
Yeah, big toes.
Level 5 takes it 2-0.
Right, nice.
But still, shout out to Mibiter. Mibiter was playing very well.
Yeah, Mibiter, if you're listening, I hope we see you after the event. We'll probably be doing some casuals. Anyone who's watching, you're of course always welcome to join us. But I will put that score in, and I think we're gonna hop over to winners finals because we are now officially in top 4.
Yep, we are.
So we are going to see now what is most definitely
Titanium.
one of Laserit's worst matchups.
Zero Lancer?
It's very frustrating. I actually prefer Lancer to Zero Lancer for Laserit.
Oh yeah, I mean Zero Lancer destroys your meter. Lancer doesn't really do that.
I mean, it's not just that. A lot of it's just like the way his attacks work as multi-hits functionally fuck up a lot of my
Lancer's got that too, but Zero's Lancer's got that on some of his normals though.
All of his normals, yeah. And like the way
normals especially, yeah.
And
like 5C, 2C, 6C.
Yeah, and like while Lancer has a lot of long-range tools, his number of tools that he uses that are longer than my longest range tools are less than Xancer's. Because like Xancer can just come in with 236As and they are hard. Anyways, yeah, sorry. I'm just a preview for the people, so I'm gonna go play my match, and I think SGF's gonna take it solo for this match.
Yep.
Are you reading chat, SGF? Someone asking what the Grail.
What does the Grail in the middle do? So the so the Grail, the way that works is every time someone hits someone, so it has to be on hit, the damage from whatever combo it is gets filled into the Grail. When 10,000 damage is filled into the Grail, I don't know the exact number, but it's about 10,000, which is full character's life bar, so half of both characters or whatever. The person who did the last combo that filled it gets what's called Grail Advantage. If you do a 300-meter activate with Grail Advantage, yes, I'm aware this is very convoluted and complicated, but if you do that, it will be a Grail Activate. And the way Grail Activate works is during a Grail Activate, you get your 300-meter ability, unless it's gated, and your 300 and the Activate, the meter drains down a lot slower than normal during a Grail Activate. So, as a result, the 300-meter Activate lasts a lot longer if it's Grail. But the other aspect of Grail that's different from 300-meter Activate normally is it also enables the use of your Grail Super, which for most characters is 236, 236T. The way this works, or double quarter circle forward C for those who don't use numpad notation. The way this works is it does 4,000 damage and it does not under any circumstance scale. So because of that, it's a flat 4K. So any Grail Super combo is very likely to kill, especially because of how the Grail fills up. But you don't really see it that often because of how the Grail fills up and the 300-meter requirement to even do it. But it is still a very niche option that you still sometimes do see. Especially because a lot of Grail Supers have invul startup, so you can also use them as a reversal sometimes. Though, generally during your 300-meter activate with Grail, it's probably your turn anyway. But that is relevant. Oh, if level 5's still in, we might actually see it, because Shiro's Grail Activate, or Grail Super, is a hit grab that also has a command grab built into it. So the way that works is that means that it is a hit grab, so if you are in a state where you can get hit, like, you can combo into it. But also, if you're jumping, you can get hit by it. But if he makes you block it and you're not in block stun currently, you get command grabbed by it. So we might see that. But anyway, to this match, we got Lathrop versus Zero Lancer. As Titanium mentioned, it's a rough matchup for Lathrop. Zero Lancer is one of the best characters in the game. Lathrop's still very good though. Big stage, yeah, that was definitely Diz's, not Diz, Sparrow's stage finish. Anyway. Yeah, I respect it. Keeping your distance, especially versus Lathrop, make Lathrop have to commit. Good armor. So Lathrop 5C has armor, and it's a very good tool. Oh, good throw. Didn't get the confirm off of it, but still, good throw by Titanium. I like what I'm seeing from Titanium. Counter hit, 5C. This will hurt. Drops happen. Ooh, backdashing, keeping distance. I agree. Even when you, like, there's still 50 seconds on the clock, so you don't need to be, like, trying to get in immediately just because your opponent has a life lead. Alright, good stuff by Titanium. Titanium takes round 1, and with a massive meter advantage, too. Oh, good push block. Good recovery from that drop. It's not ideal to drop your combos, but sometimes it's very important to realize you're dropping the combo and to do what you can to recover from it rather than getting hit. And I have to give props to Titanium on that. Oh, there goes all of Titanium's meter. Oh, wait, didn't have quite enough to do the second hit. Alright. Didn't have enough meter to do the second hit, but hard knockdown. Good backdash. I really like that Sparrow is playing very safe here. I think it definitely makes sense against Lathrop. You don't want to deal with Lathrop I really like that Sparrow did not overcommit there. It's especially easy to overcommit when hitting armor in this game because the hit spark effect, like right there, as well as the sound, are the same as if you hit them raw, but they're armored and you don't actually get your cancel options out of it. So it's very easy to fall into that trap. Ooh, got the meter damage. Gonna go for the combo here. I would have liked to see the fastball loop, but this is still a good choice. I mean, it's better to do the combo you're consistent with than to drop it, unless it's Saber Alter 60. Okay, even if it is, you probably should still do the one you're consistent with. Yeah. Alright, this is very much anybody's game. Really any hit will win this. Okay, so there was a unique interaction. So chip damage cannot kill in this game. However, if you get hit through armor, you can die while getting hit through armor. So you do have to be careful with armor when you have no HP. Especially because Lacerid actually takes extra damage while armored. And doesn't have very much HP to begin with. Lacerid is tied with Sakura for the least health in the game. Good round start throw. I really like that throw. I really like that Titanium is avoiding overcommitting. I also really like Titanium's choice of stage here. I think this is a good stage when you're playing as Lacerid, you know. Pick a small stage. Ooh. Oh, we saw so Lacerid's GC does actually have armor. Oh, I really like the use of that armor install. This should take the round. Tried to contest it. That was hard to block, to be fair. That was a double overhead, and that looked like it might have actually crossed up for like just a couple of frames. Okay, so for those wondering how much cross-up protection this game has, the answer is as much as BlazBlue has. None. So there's a lot of really silly cross-ups you can do. It's fun. It's a good game. Oh, good JC. Was a little too far to actually get anything off of that, so I do agree with not overextending there. Oh, I like the use of the JT56B to intentionally whip to land faster to try to possibly sneak in a low. I really like that. It didn't lead to anything, but it was still a very good attempt. Good throw. This could kill. Actually, I don't know Lacer strats that well. I should know this better. I like the wake up activate. Oh right, Lacer 623C is armored, not invul, and you can die through armor, so you gotta be careful trying to do those reversals at 1 HP. Oh, gets hit by the parry. On 0 Lancer 214C. Ooh. Bye-bye meter. That was actually an American reset. Oh, armored, gets a counter hit. This could lead to a lot. Good throw. Good throw. Call out that attempts to do the parry. Low, catches the sidestep. Very good choice. Activate. This is gonna be hard. Alright, Sparrow is now up 2-0. This is 3 out of 5. This is winners finals. I wonder if Titanium's gonna switch to Ryder or stick with Lacer. Titanium likes to play as if character locked, but this is not a character locked tournament. So I respect it though. Especially because you typically do want to practice a lot for this game. So typically a lot of players will stick to one character for the whole tournament because they probably practice that one character to prepare for the tournament. Oh, that was an unfortunate trade for Titanium. That was a really good trade for Sparrow, obviously. Oh, fastball loops. We're seeing it. All right. It's hard. If Sparrow got it, Titanium would have been hard knockdown with less than half his HP remaining and with no meter. It's a really good setup. Oh, good armor. Good meter damage. Gonna do the super. Oh, barely enough to activate to do this. Yep, activated the armor. I really like the jump there because Zero Lancer's 623C would have hit enough times to get rid of the whole install. Oh, very good use of the guard point on 646. Sparrow's just on fire today. Sparrow's really good. Backdash. Nice. Very solid. 5C. Yeah. Oh, wake up activate. Ooh, counter hit. 60 combo. I like the RC. I like the attempt. Oh, good use of that parry. That was a really good parry. And yeah, you had no choice but the first. I don't know what that interaction was. Anyway, Sparrow takes it very cleanly, 3-0. So Titanium is now knocked into losers bracket and will be playing the winner of Diz and is it level 5?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Shiro versus Archer. This is a rematch from last time, grand finals. This is gonna be a very cool match. So Shiro versus Archer. Both characters have a lot of overlapping tools in that they both do a very good job of playing a very mixed game. But where Archer does it by switching between modes, Shiro just does it by having sort of a little bit of all of Archer's tools at all times. Shiro's JC is a very good overhead. Archer's got JB and bow mode, which is a kind of scary overhead. It doesn't lead to much, but the thing about it is that this game doesn't have chip damage kills. So while it does have chip damage, you can't kill with it. So a full screen low or yeah, Lacered 63C is weird. It's armored and the armor doesn't last forever on it. Also, because it's armored, she can actually die through it if she's at too low of health. Honestly, that's probably the main adjustment I'd like to see from Titanium is not even trying to mess with armor when at 1 HP. Zero Lance is very good at dealing with armor, especially with the guard point option, also with all the multi-hits. Like Zero Lancer is very good at dealing with armor. It's even worse for Berserker's armor. Because the way Berserker's armor works is it's X number of units of armor, and a lot of moves do multiple units of armor per hit, and some of those moves are also multi-hit on top of it. Like, Berserker's 63C will get stuffed by Sakura's 5B. It's actually pretty funny. It will also get stuffed by Sakura's 2B. But yeah, so armor is very hit or miss in this game. It's still very useful though. Oh yeah, that's a really good option, Sparrow. You're not wrong. And yeah, remember to donate to the Matcherino. You can do it for free by just typing in the code. Adds 50 cents. Yeah, if you type !Matcherino in the chat, you'll get the link. Or you can go to matcherino.com/CSCFate1 and then the code is just CSC Fate 1. It took
Yep.
me like a minute to sign up, so.
Yeah, don't forget on Matcherino, there's also merch you can purchase that will also contribute
yeah.
funds. And there's also sponsor quests, like very simple, just follow this person on Twitter and you just add like a couple cents to the pot. Very cheap,
Oh,
very
that's
quick. You can
Alright.
you
I
can
am
literally
back.
you can literally unfollow them right after and they'll keep the money.
Oh, you're saying for
The sponsor quests. It's like a couple
that's
cents, but it's like if you guys want to,
Yeah,
it
why
adds
not?
up.
do that,
It
why
adds
not?
up. Anyway, oh my gosh, of course they went here.
Yeah.
They had to go here just for lore reasons.
I
swear.
while I was setting up their controllers, I asked them which Emiya is gonna take it, and they definitely had some opinions.
Of course, you should expect the Emias to trash talk each other.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, they constantly did during the during all 3 routes, especially Archer, because Archer just has to be an edgelord, you know.
Now, I'm gonna point
Combo
this out.
up with the
Yeah.
super. I really want to see this. I want to see the double super. Oh, so
yeah.
for those who don't know, Shiro can do a double super where he can combo even doing a double unscale with it.
Yes. Although the first unscale is only slightly unscaled because the combo before it is pretty short.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
The double
But-
unscale is a very specific setup. I do like the use of grunting, even though you do have to be careful with grunting on
emulator,
because of the
yeah.
emulator glitch. But it's
The
still a very
kill.
good tool.
nice job.
I think newer versions of PCSX2, so like the one we're on, are a little better about that glitch.
Yes, it's more consistent. It still does have some issues, but depending on who you are, Sparrow's of the opinion it is a buff, which is controversial.
What?
He thinks
How on earth is that glitch a bug?
he thinks the inconsistency means that you're able to do more mix-ups because like you can toss in throws and the like. But it really what it is.
I would argue that
It's
even
a
if it were
knowledge check.
consistent, you could still do that.
No, it's more so a knowledge check is what it is. Because
Yeah.
if your opponent just spends the time to figure it out,
I
it
mean,
is
most
consistent.
opponents will probably just assume it always goes through and all 3 hits happen, which is the
Yeah.
safe thing to do. Especially because on PS2, that glitch doesn't happen.
Yes. Which
So-
is pretty different.
Anyway, that was still a very convincing game by Diz.
Ooh, Sparrow in the chat, keeping it active.
I love that level 5 is just insisting on going here anyway, just for the lore.
Sorry, I missed it. Is it 1-0?
This is where Shiro and Archer did
It's
fight.
1-0, yes,
Okay,
for
sorry.
Archer.
My bad.
No, it's okay. I will say, interesting that we saw the trading counter hit, how much it benefited Shiro there, because he got the crumple
Yeah,
state.
Shiro often benefits from trades.
Yeah, I mean, he has some genuinely, like, pretty good buttons.
Yeah, like, Shiro's a very underrated character. Well, I mean, it depends on who you ask, because a lot of people know he's good. But, like, there was that one tier list I joked about that I saw that was, like, really funny, because it got 3 characters right on it, and that was about it. Now,
The
those
rest of
3
it was all over
characters
the
are Gilgamesh, Lancer, and Bazette.
The extreme ends of the spectrum, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Now,
but-
big
but
combo
Shiro
incoming potentially.
and Sakura were put in the same tier as Bazette.
Well, yes. We'll not get too into this because we'll have some talks about Bazette again. But I will say with what's happening right now, it's interesting to see level 5 starting to play a bit more of a zoning playstyle and starting to learn why Archer is called Archer.
The Archer class really is made of archers, for one.
I like that activate, an attempt to land faster and block it. Unfortunately, it didn't pay out for him this time.
Oh, good reflect.
Yeah,
Super. This is also gonna hurt. Especially because level 5 can do the unscale.
but doesn't choose to.
Good,
Just as a
gets the
meter
air
variant.
counter hit. Good confirm off that. Good 5A from Diz. I do like that Diz is very willing to use buttons to contest, even though he does have, you know, an armored reversal.
Yeah, the issue with his armored reversal is that like either
It's
he's
not
dealing
the
with
best armored reversal.
yeah,
that's
it's
true.
either it's limited or it's slow depending on which one he uses.
Yeah, you want to use the 63D version because
Yeah.
it doesn't cost meter. I absolutely agree with that, JC. That was an amazing
Yeah,
use of JC.
super defensive tool. Nice. Oh,
Good
unfortunately doesn't have the
reflect,
doesn't have the
didn't
meter.
You can combo off of it in other ways, though. to be
Yes,
fair.
but he kind of he
He
just
likes to use those instant super buttons, and I don't blame him.
no,
If
that's
they're
fair.
allowed, I think it makes sense to use them.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't have
Oh,
as much
counter
reason
hit.
to use them with my character. So you could argue that Sakura is.
Nice job. Okay, takes the hit and then bursts. Okay. I did end up.
If you kind of burst right, you might be able to insult through it.
No, I actually did the testing for it. You cannot. No, his,
Because it's active for too many frames.
yeah, the way it functions, there is no way to burst and then punish it. You just burst and then get hit. It's the only thing that could happen.
Okay, so basically, that makes sense. So it's just that Shira's invul during pretty much the whole thing, and it's active for a very long time.
There. Yeah, I mean, the more important thing is burst just doesn't provide that much defense, to be honest. It's
Yeah, most of there are some setups where you intentionally burst into armor
Yes.
or invul, but for the most part, you want to avoid doing that unless you're going for one of those setups.
now Shiro is really going to worry about this zoning because, yeah, it gets caught by the callback.
Yeah, that was a excellent choice by Diz.
Yeah, it's really good because the way the hitbox of those swords work, they really
Yeah.
easily cut into that. And actually, that is going to be it
Yeah,
because
they
this is
even
our last.
oh yeah, that's right.
This is our last best of 3 of the night.
I
And-
always forget that.
And with that, Toronto versus Toronto, discount Toronto because I'm not really in the city anymore. I'll go face
I mean,
Diz.
you're in the area, aren't you?
I mean Ontario. That's like Ontario is just big, you know.
I mean, like, because I mean, I count myself as Kansas City despite living in the suburbs.
I guess so. I'm pretty far. I'm not like in
Okay.
the GTA anymore.
So you're more
Um,
on the outskirts.
I'm just in a different like city in Ontario. Is
Oh,
the way I
okay.
think of it now. I used to be there for work, but anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag Sparrow in, and he's gonna join you for our match, and then I'll tag out if I lose, and you'll be solo if I win.
Yep, that
All
makes
right.
sense.
All right. Sparrow, I just dragged you in. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Hi, Sparrow.
I am liking Zanser.
Zero Lance is very good.
Yeah,
Very strong character.
and now we get to see a run of Archer versus Lays. Not fun for Lays, as I have seen before, if she loses that life lead.
Was it you or Diz? Oh, it was you who knocked Titanium into losers.
Yes, I've knocked everyone that I've fought in the losers.
Well, yes, that's why you're on winner's side of grand finals, Sparrow.
Yeah, there's no coma. For once, I can profit.
That's true. Koma is an incredible player.
I've actually been starting to take games off of his Gilgamesh, but his Lancer I still have yet to really scratch.
Yeah, Gilgamesh is very much a difficult character to play, especially online.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna interject here. Just want to remind everyone that our match arena currently stands at $16. So how we do it is that if we can reach $25 before the tournament ends, it becomes a top 2 payout, 80-20. And if we reach $50 before the end of the tournament, it becomes a top 3 payout, 70-20-10.
Hold on, you want it to be $25? Bet.
Or 50 to get a top 3 payout.
Well, it's 20 now. Or 25.
Oh, did you just donate a bunch to get it to 25 immediately?
Kusoge dollars, baby.
Alright, use that money you won from winning Kusoge to put into Fate, which is a Kamige.
Sure. Alright.
Yeah.
And Archer backdashing right into that 5C.
Yeah, it's a very good 5C. It's got a lot of range on it. I also very much agree with Diz's choice of stage. It's like a big stage.
Oh, yeah,
Blizzard have to
100%.
work to get in. It looks like everyone in this tournament, when they got side choice, has chosen player 1.
I have not.
When you get side choice, do you choose player 1 or 2?
I chose player 2 against Diz when he chose stage.
Oh. Okay. Most people choose player 1. I'm actually surprised you choose player 2. Is it because of the throw thing?
No, I just chose it. But Diz getting that round, not even
Yeah.
going past half. Unfortunately for Titanium, had to burst.
Wait. Oh, what's the pause for?
Do
Do we have a controller malfunction?
question?
It's at the start of the round. Okay. I think
Yeah, it
that's
looks like
gonna
they're
let
just
it
gonna
rock.
run with it.
Yeah, it's at the start of a round. Also, I don't know whose pause it was. I know what the pause rule is, by the way, normally, but it looks like they're just letting it rock.
On a good DP, gonna.
So for those who don't
Nice
know what the pause penalty in this game is, it's lots of round, and your opponent gets to take the round however they want.
Also, they can just start with full meter if they want to.
No, this is Stun
Start
City.
with full meter and you having no meter, yes.
This is Stun City. We fight like gentlemen.
I don't.
Well, we do fight like gentlemen here. I mean, come on. Mib played Berserker and didn't put on the insta
That's
super.
true, that's true.
These are proper 10
Actually, I don't know if
cases.
that's the rule in Sun City. That's the rule in most NA tournaments, though. I think the JP team doesn't actually have a specific pause
Nice
rule
double
for this
jump by
game.
Titanium.
Yeah, I really like how Titanium's using this double jump.
Unfortunately, drops the combo, but does get the armor. He's
Good
gonna force the
armor,
burst.
good armor.
It's a shame he didn't finish that combo because that probably would have killed. And
Yeah.
now he's just gonna run in and armor
Oh,
through that.
good use of
combo
armor.
splitter.
Good use of armor. So you gotta be careful doing that. So,
Oop. Gets the whiff punish, but unfortunately doesn't do too much off of it.
well, good throw. Unfortunately, Archer's throw is not the best.
Yeah, 1k damage is nice, but not when you get only Oki from it.
Yeah, I mean, Archer's got okay Oki, but he doesn't have the best Oki in the world or anything.
His Oki's not the worst.
It's not.
It could be better,
I mean,
sure, but
the other problem with Archer's throw is that it's side swap.
yeah, that does suck. You can just force yourself into the corner by accident.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good because you're the one
and more
putting the
armor.
other person against the wall, but usually it's bad. That was a good burst. No,
And
I do
unfortunately,
wonder
this time's out
what
of
is going to jump in that combo. Oh, good
And this
unscale.
should be killed, yeah.
Good unscale.
Solid on scale.
Yeah, yeah, when I saw the angle, I was like, yeah, this is going to hit. Very good stuff by Diz. I like that Diz kept it simple. Oh, no, wait. It's like, when does Titanium play Saber? I mean, having Avalon might come in handy against Archer.
But what if he uses Rio As? Oh, back to main menu. Ooh. Maybe a discrepancy?
Oh,
Are we seeing a character swap?
oh.
No, just
Maybe a stage swap?
possibly. Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Oh, right, this is where Titanium would have chosen.
Because Titanium 100% wants to go to stairs.
Wait, did they accidentally play in versus mode instead of arcade mode?
No, they went to arcade, I think.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because player two had this stage pick.
Yeah. So for those that don't know why we use arcade mode, we use arcade mode because for the first game it gives player 2 the stage pick. So it makes it so the only situation where we have to have one player tell the other person what stage to pick is something like that happens, or alternatively, the person who got side picked player 2 side.
And Diz is just winning off of some constant pressure, all from that great push block, making Titanium lift that unblockable hit.
Yeah. Diz is very good with those push blocks.
Oh, and unfortunately gets push blocked again.
He's gonna need to get more careful with the 5C and 50C. Especially like when the opponent's not against the wall.
Oh, and Diz crosses up, unfortunately gets poked, but bursts out of it. Does not want to get stuck in that corner. And honestly, I think
I
it's
don't
our choice.
blame him. I don't blame him. I don't want to be in that corner either.
Because Titanium had more than enough meter to get like a full laser combo there, which would not have been good news for Diz.
Oh,
This should also be some
absolutely
good
not.
damage. Yep. It's gonna get good damage. He's gonna get an install at the end of this.
Yeah, gonna set up ribcage. So
I mean,
I
at
really
least
like
that was
laser
almost 4K.
ribcage because so while it does lock you out of meter again for a little bit, it doesn't for that long. And if you get anything off of it, you're very likely to regain a lot of that meter, like
Armor's
you saw
through
there.
it.
Oh,
And this should be an unscale.
Oh,
No, unfortunately, Diz drops
dropped
it. Probably gonna
It
go
happens.
for fronting. Yeah, it goes for fronting.
yeah, renting.
Oh,
Okay.
and he gets shot.
Yeah, gets caught on the backdash. So one of the things that I'm very glad to see Diz doing is throwing out those multi-hit moves, so as to get rid of Lacer's armor gauge. Another thing I'm very happy to see from Diz is, just being aware of how much HP Titanium has left, because if you're armored and you run out of HP, you do die. So you have to be careful about that.
0-2 right now, right?
Yes, this is up 2-up.
It is 2-0 for Diz.
Oh, Diz
Oh,
going for
are we
some
seeing the
chance.
Unlimited Blade Works chance?
Unfortunately, Tech's out of it. Does it a bit too late, I think.
Yeah.
Titanium going
I,
to get
I kind of want to see Unlimited Blade Works. I kind of want to see the whole thing. I know it's not remotely, like, optimal, but I want to see it.
Titanium, after their RG, going for a lot of non-armored moves, getting poked out for it.
Yeah. So there, I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't see a 6-3B from Archer, because Archer's 6-3B does have armor, so you have to be careful bursting Archer combos.
I mean, it's good for him that he did the Steve version for the meter kill, but unfortunately he does drop. We'll
Yeah.
be going to Torrenting though for the wonderful little pressure. Oh, comes back
Yeah.
twice.
So
And gets shot
another
again.
thing you have to watch out for is if you get caught with a backdash or a sidestep, that's badly timed, and you get hit by projectiles, you can die. But also, Archer, bow mode 2B is a full screen low, and bow mode JB is a very long range overhead. Now, these don't typically lead to combos at long ranges. However, if the opponent's only got 1 HP, it does work as a nice substitute for a chip kill in a game where chip kills don't exist.
And once again, Titanium just showing why you shouldn't be jumping against him. That 5C is making work.
Yeah, it's a really good fight team.
Oh, and he
Oh
armors
no,
through the
that
burst.
first timing
Oh,
was
unfortunate.
awful. It's hard. It's hard, to be fair.
Drops the combo, but
Oh,
gets
I
a reset.
love that side swap reset, or that side swap mix-up.
And he doesn't even need any meters to kill. Goes for that Grail 300 meter activate just for the style.
Oh yeah, if you activate between rounds and if you super between rounds, you don't lose the meter from it. What's even funnier is that if you do Saber's rail activate between rounds, you change the music.
Oh, it still registers the music change?
Yes, it does.
Huh. Gets just swatted out of this guy himself though, Titanium.
Yeah. I really like how willing to very much delay the callback on the sword Diz is. Like, Diz will hold on to that for a long time.
Gets thrown out of his DP there, unfortunately.
Good callback on the swords again.
Oh, and this, unfortunately
This
drops
is
the
gonna
combo,
be very
but
difficult. This is gonna be very difficult, though.
Diz with full meter, and he gets to have a giant
Yeah,
life
not
in
to
bow mode.
mention, I mean, Diz is being the right call being in bow mode. Like,
And that's gonna be it.
yeah. I mean, even if Titanium started blocking, I mean, Diz could have done a surprise 2B or JB for a lower overhead.
I mean,
which
it was the main
most people
issue
are-
of Titanium had literally no health. If he
Yeah.
didn't get a hit, he kind of just lost. But
Yeah.
this had 300 meters, so the moment he
Yeah,
got hit, he was probably bursting.
This would be a very difficult round to come back from, especially because, as I mentioned earlier, if you get hit through your armor, when you have that little health, you can just lose. So, anyway, Titanium takes it, or no, Diz takes it, not Titanium. Silly me. So we got Diz versus Sparrow in grand finals. So Titanium's gonna be hopping back on the mic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Titanium will be hopping back on the mic, and Sparrow versus Diz. This is gonna be a rematch of an earlier set. Because Sparrow's the one who sent Diz to losers bracket. So Diz is coming in from losers bracket, so Diz has to win 2 sets in order to win this tournament. Well, Sparrow only needs to win the 1, of course. This is 3 out of 5. There is a new coin flip if it does get to the second set, so... Most players don't change sides between sets, but you can if you win the coin flip.
Hello, hello.
Or if you lose the coin flip and the other person picks stage. Oh, I mentioned about the thing about there are 2 coin flips if the bracket gets reset.
Yes. So I
Because they
actually
are
was just saying
separate
to, I was just saying to them in the chat actually that I'll see them in 5 games if it comes to that, or maybe as little as 3.
Yeah. So this could go to as many as 10 games, actually.
Yes. There's some big question marks on the field. I'm actually going to full screen this for them because I know our streamer would appreciate that.
Yes, please do. That is very good. All right. So we got Sparrow going in versus Diz. I believe Diz got the stage pick.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah, he. No, I'm actually pretty sure he did not. No, no. Sparrow chose stage. Diz chose side. Sparrow,
Oh, right. Does Diz prefer player 2?
Diz does prefer player 2. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
he,
I know I prefer player 1 because of the weight training mode work.
Listen, there's some controversy around this still. We have very differing opinions on this, but that will be a post-tournament talk.
Yeah, that will. That will.
But we're about to see some meter. No, whiffed on it.
Oh.
So this is this. So we saw this matchup. We saw this matchup earlier, right? Did they play on
Yes,
winner's
we did.
side? Yes. And how'd that go then? Let me remind ourselves and our audience.
Well, Sparrow's on winner's side, so.
That's true. He 2-0'd it in the winner's side, and we talked about how it's an interesting matchup where Zero Lancer plays mid-range and Archer plays
wants to
short,
be either
short or far.
long.
Yeah. Which is I think definitely still true. Yeah, nice. Projectiles are a great way to deal with Zero Lancer's parry.
I do not like that throw because it puts you against the wall. Oh, I really do like that callback on the sword. So the swords, when called back, do track the new axes a little bit, so they are prone to not getting sidestepped so easily.
That's true. Yes.
So it is a very good tool for dealing with sidestep. So for those who don't know, in this game, sidestep is strictly a repositioning and neutral tool, so sometimes it can be used defensively against an aerial opponent. It doesn't have any like evade built into it, and a lot of moves have a lot of good tracking.
Will this kill? It should. Yep.
It should. And kills the meter too.
Yeah, not a bad way to end a round.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, unfortunately, we get to see Zero Lancer having some of the slowest buttons in the game. Even though he has very fast special.
Is fast, it just
whiffs.
gets low profiled very easily.
Yes. I 90% of the cast can just crouch it.
Yes, and some character and Bryn can even run under it.
And Saber can stand under it, I think.
No, she's short, but even she's not that short.
Okay.
Barely.
Fortunately, doesn't take advantage of that counter hit. Could have been really useful.
I did test that because I was curious just how prone to getting low profiles it was.
Now, is he going to? Okay, I was gonna say he might not do it just because there's no meter for Archer to lose, but just does it just for the damage.
There was a little bit, just not that much. If Sparrow got the full combo, Archer would have no meter and get hard knockdown. But that full combo is very hard.
Now should be able to do this with just the basic bread and butter. Doesn't need any skill.
And I absolutely agree with. Actually, wait, that was a game-deciding round, so it didn't matter.
Yes.
I was gonna say I agree with not using the unscale to save your meter, and then I saw the round count.
And
it doesn't matter.
I hate to ask this, but Diz 2-0'd level 5, right? The bracket's just a bit behind.
I think so, yes.
Yes, and then he unfortunately 3-0'd me. There we go.
It happens. It happens. Diz is a very good player. You should not feel bad about losing to him.
He gave me the business. I definitely was glad to see him adapting to it. We'll get some games in after.
Diz is a very good player. So
now look at this interesting situation with both players backdashing at full screen.
It happens. Also, I think this was a very good stage choice by Sparrow as well.
Yeah.
Make Archer's combos harder. Still fairly short range, like medium-sized stage.
But does Archer really make use of the walls that much?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, he has stuff to use the wall, like the 2C loop. Well, that doesn't require the wall.
No.
What was that frame rate thing? Did you see that?
Yeah, I think it might just be. Hopefully, it was just an our end, but.
I hope so.
Yeah, let's just assume for now. But right now, unfortunately, seeing Diz drop it, but nice job turning it into a reset. Archer has
Yeah.
fast enough buttons that a dropped combo isn't punish
good
opportunity
burst.
often.
So that burst, I very much agree with, because let's be honest, he was gonna lose that meter anyway.
Interesting seeing Diz holding that stand block, not at all scared of any lows.
Oh my gosh, this Sparrow repositioned himself just a little bit so that JC would win. Very good stuff.
Yeah, really, really nice. Now a brave dive kick. That dive kick would have gotten him, I think he would have been true punished by Archer's 5A. I believe Archer's
On
5A
block?
is just fast enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a special, so it's not jump cancelable on landing, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Well, only aerial normals are.
Actually, that's not quite true. There are some exceptions. So Ryder's J236 series is jump cancelable regardless of hit, whiff, or block.
Yeah, landing animations when they're jump cancelable are always jump cancelable.
Yes. Okay. Well, I thought you were commenting on his dive kick not being because it was a special.
Yeah, because it's a special, but I was wrong. There are some specials that are.
Yeah.
Good to know. I know Saber Alters isn't. I don't think.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be gross if it was.
No, if she could just loop her J236A, that would be disgusting.
Yeah, she already
Oh,
kind of
unfortunate
can,
drop.
by the way. It's not. But it would be airtight if that were the case.
Okay, well, a dominating comeback on that game.
Yeah.
Really would have been hard for Archer to get
I
back.
wonder
But
where Diz is going to take Sparrow.
yeah, I'm wondering too, because I would not, even though Sparrow picked relatively small stages, I don't want to go to a giant stage and risk Zero Lancer's runaway game plan.
Well, I mean, Archer's got a way to deal with full-blown runaway. I mean, Archer's
guess
got
he-
zoning.
He does, but
Archer's wanting
are
to stay
we?
out of the mid-range. Is that the
Sec-
secondary?
No, for a second, I think he was just testing his buttons, making sure
Yeah,
everything
it
was
makes
fine.
sense.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
so
Archer has
I
a good
might
way
see a
of
huge
dealing.
stage or a small stage, or we could see the best of both worlds. So I might not recommend that against Zero Lancer because
I
Archer's
don't think
sidestep isn't that good, and Zero Lancer has command sidesteps.
I do not want to see Church. I do not want. Yeah, I honestly.
I know you
a
hate
smaller
that stage.
No, I actually love Church. I don't know where that's coming from, but I don't think Archer will benefit from a huge stage in this matchup. I think Sparrow's stage choice.
I think Archer can benefit from a big stage.
Zero
but the
Lancer
thing is-
can still run away from Archer. Like his
I mean,
his
Archer's
tools are
got
good.
zoning.
He has zoning. He has zoning, but he doesn't have good ways of hunting down a Zero Lancer that's just willing to spam his command backdash.
That's true.
It goes really.
But I mean, he's got arrows, but he has to switch modes to do it. To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's your point. Good air tech double jump. Good throw.
Nice shot tossing in the throw. Yeah. Ooh, this will kill. And again, I mean, like resource-wise, one hit from Zero Lancer. Oh god, that is crazy active. By the way, I think it's like 30 frames of active after startup.
Yeah, it's really good.
I do not know why, but if I react to seeing it with my Laserit 5C, which is a very slow button, I still get hit.
Yeah, if you react to seeing it, you should be going for throw.
I mean, the issue is that I get much more off of a hit than I do off of a throw.
That's
I'd rather
true.
time the throw.
I guess you'd want to time the hit a little later.
Yes,
if you
I
can.
just have to wait. Like,
Yeah. I believe, is he counter hit during the recovery of it? Please tell me.
yes, he is. All specials are counter hit during recovery.
That's good.
Yeah,
Because that would be silly if he wasn't. Also, flex guard volley.
yeah. Tries
I thought we
to.
were going to see some Soul Calibur for a second. Speaking
King
of which,
Kong.
I've been playing Soul Calibur 6 recently, because I got it recently.
Well, Calibur 6 is a very good game,
It
but
is?
I will stick to this until we get to the end of Grands.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought I'd mention it because of the reflex guard volley.
Yeah.
You don't really see those very often in this. 'cause the
No,
window
and
is
we got
very
to see,
short.
and we got to see that nice guard point getting through.
Oh, I love the trade mechanic where, like, not the trade, the
Clash.
clash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, really important to sort of see that happen and then put in your input immediately because you are actionable pretty much instantly. It is not a
Yep.
long slowdown in this game.
Yeah. I really like how flashes are animated in this game. It looks so cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's sort
Oh
of
my
like,
gosh, this is doing what he needs to do, except
oh,
for drop.
that's a scary
But I mean,
5C. That could have hurt him.
That combo is unbelievably hard. So, like, I do need to mention that the way that combo works is because Archer's 2C is jump cancelable on hit in bow mode. And
Ooh,
while
that should kill.
Tragic Cancel jump start at
Just not. All right.
enough, but this takes it. All right,
Nice,
so I wonder where
Up
Sparrow's
2-1.
gonna go. This is a very close set.
Well, because we went to forest and basement before, I feel like Sparrows might just run us right back to stairs. To be honest, like with what he's been
Sparrow
looking
can
for
take
and trying.
stairs,
Okay, goes for
or
a different
fire.
small stage again. I think this has weird walls again, like how forest does.
The walls are not that weird. The walls
They're not
are
that
nice
weird.
and
Okay.
The two stages with the worst behaving walls in this game are Forest by far, and then Greater Grail.
Yes.
Cave is four-sided, but it's not a rectangle.
Yes.
It's like it's a parallelogram that isn't a rectangle. I think it's a rhombus.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
So now we are in. Ooh, okay, that big throw to miss. I'm a big believer. By the way, as a side point, yeah. So throws can be canceled with activate to cancel the end leg, and I will say that I think it's 90% of throws with a lot of characters. You can cover every one of their defensive options if you activate after.
Yeah.
If you have,
cancel / throw it is really good.
yeah.
The main question about whether to do it. Nice showing off of the fact that you don't actually lose meter doing supers between rounds.
No, you do not.
So, it was just showing off, but it did show off a pretty cool mechanic.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
I want to finish the throw with, yeah.
Damage doesn't go off between rounds like that, because that would be...
Yeah.
Because if memory serves, I think Hime and Melty Blood, Arc Drive and another Arc Drive does actually do that between rounds.
Yeah. I actually don't know. Yeah.
I've seen a
if we
video
could,
of Ada doing it, and I was like, this is amazing.
if we could gain or lose meter between rounds, this would be a very different game because there's a lot of time between rounds, to be honest.
Yeah, that would honestly make things worse. I do think it would be cool if you lost the meter that you had while activated if you won a round while activated.
Okay, I can see the logic behind that. Yeah.
I do think that because you choose to activate, I would like that mechanic for this game, but I think it's fine the way it is.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd mention it.
No, I think that's definitely fair.
It would make activate on scale a little worse. So. Also, I really like that 16.
Ooh, and unfortunately that doesn't kick whip.
Oh, this is gonna reset the bracket.
But he's not quite yet. Yeah, he did on a down round, but he should be able to. Yeah,
we saw the glitch.
Yeah. As long as you stand still, it should always not come back.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad that glitch doesn't exist on PS2.
No, it is a unfortunate glitch.
It is an emulator only glitch.
Yes.
Speaking of emulator glitches, PS3 has so many of them.
Let's not get into that for right now because no, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I will say that this match is getting a little spicy.
Very close. This is a very spicy match. This is very close.
And I love that we're gonna see another big meter drain.
Meter damage. Are we gonna see it? Yeah. Okay. Easy combo. I respect
Easy combo. Yeah. Honestly, get close to 4K. That's an interesting chance.
I mean, Zero Lancer doesn't have that much to worry about when it comes to like side roll and stuff. So, like I know we always talk about hard knockdown in this game, and it is very good, especially because it doesn't let you do any sort of tech. But sometimes it is better to just let the opponent tech.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Especially with like Saber Alter, who can get more meter damage that way. So that's not this matchup.
No, this matchup is a lot more restricted. Nice job with that parry. That'll kill.
Yeah, Zero Lancer does want to do it if he can get it. Anyway, we're in final game of the first set. This is a very intense set.
Yeah, that is right? We are game 5. Yeah.
Yep, game 5.
Oh dang!
I wonder where Diz is gonna go.
A little spicy. Diz taking his time, not hitting the start yet.
I agree. Take your time, really think it over. Like, I will admit, sometimes I will go back to character select in versus mode just to think.
Yeah, because until you select your character, you have all the time you want. Until the TO comes over, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you take way too long. Oh, what's up?
Is it 2-2 or 3-2?
It's 2-2.
It's 2-2.
Oh, okay.
Even the players are a little confused. That was Diz coming on the mic. For those of you who don't know his voice,
Wait, is the channel just open?
Diz has access rights.
Oh, right, because Diz sometimes commentates. That makes sense.
Yes. And I've got some people saying this game looks sick. And listen, this game is sick. And I'll take a quick moment while we have a moment and say, if you're interested in joining us, this is Fate Unlimited Codes. We play online for all of all of Canada and US, usually East Coast focused. This is run out of Toronto and Ohio, or where our servers are based. And I'm going to DM Safety Man the link to our Discord, because I sometimes get deleted when I post it.
No, you don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, you're right. And yeah, if you're
All right.
interested in joining us, definitely check us out there, and we'll be happy to have you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, we are in Game 5 of the potentially first set of Grand Finals, and
Yep.
Diz
So both
really needs this
players
win.
are on set point. Sparrow is on tournament point, and Diz is on reset point.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you hoping to see from Diz?
I mean, honestly, we're seeing a lot of delay, and I think that's because, as we said, his stage choice. Now we're going to a bit of a larger stage, but pretty average overall. This I just did not want to go to the largest stages. I do not believe in it. I was saying earlier in the bracket, but now nice bread and butter. I think you can get 2.8k out of that at most.
63C, good use of that armor. So you do have to be careful with that armor because it can get you can get hit low during it, I believe. Is how that
Yes.
works? But
No, so his 623C, it cannot be hit out of. It's full body armor.
oh, okay.
It's only the B version is weak to lows.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yes.
I
So
know there are some lows that can somehow low profile 63C despite it being an overhead, which is funny.
That said, it's a 30 frame startup move, so a lot of people, Koma argues that we should just react RG it, which I kind of agree with.
If you have the meter, yeah. But it is
That
armor.
was going for big damage.
So, like, Koma likes to say you can react RG it, but the truth is, what are you
Alright.
reacting to RG it?
That was scary. We almost saw the guard point go through the burst, the activate,
Yeah, that's
which
scary. You gotta be
which
careful.
can happen. He also can parry your burst or activate hitboxes. So you have to be careful
So
of that.
that's a hard call out, to be fair.
It is, but it's he does parry on your wake up if he thinks you're going to
That
DP.
makes sense. That makes sense. I just thought I'd mention that is a hard call out.
It is for sure. But it has come up before in his matches in these events. So
That's fair.
nice job. That dive kick. That dive kick is a high-low mix-up. There are options selected to
I
cover
would
it,
like
but
to see activate into double super like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
we're seeing it right
So,
now.
what you can do with Zero Lancer, by the way, is you can also just leave that crumple state and use that for a hard knockdown.
Now another double. So this should kill as long as he goes for the longer. Oh, actually doesn't even need a hard combo.
Yep,
That super does a lot of damage.
it
All
does
right.
because it's two,
We are
it's two
game
super.
5, round
It's
3.
a super Rekka. Of course, it does a lot of damage.
That's true. All right, so this is a very huge round coming out.
Yeah.
He really needs to take this, so he needs to bring out
Well,
everything
yeah.
he has.
Well, Sparrow would very much like to take this. So
yes, he would
not
be.
have to do another set.
That's true too. But Sparrow has a little bit more comfort, I'll say.
That's true.
It would not
Diz
be the end of the
needs
game.
to win this in order to have a chance at winning the tournament. While Sparrow would like to nip this in the bud.
All right, now this is again he's gonna activate double super. So
Yep.
okay. Oh, I thought he was gonna whip that for a
Oh
second.
no, I think that was the right move. Doing that, using a little bit of extra meter, since you're losing it anyway. Make sure to get your hard knockdown and get your damage.
Okay.
I think that was
Archer
good.
starts
I think that was a
something.
very good choice by Sparrow. Anyway,
The
Archer
issue is
hit,
that even if Archer gets all of the hits he needs, ooh, that should be it. Oh, does not combo off the air counter hit.
yeah, it can be hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard to recognize in the moment that like.
Yeah, and also like, oh, good throw.
Oh, okay, DP. Oh, really? Just guard point.
I mean,
interesting
Dark Point
choice.
is also a good option.
Nice job
Okay,
defensively. putting
Sparrow
away.
takes the tournament. And
Nice
also, I have
job.
to say that use of J2 Physics A to move backwards was an excellent call out by Sparrow.
Oh yeah, for sure. Make some space, get some distance. Zero Lancer is able to get in so
with a
quickly.
button. Yeah.
Zero Lancer can get in so quickly that him making space is never a bad idea.
Also, I
and-
must say, I like the icon at the bottom of the screen showing both Saber and Sakura.
So with that, rather than let this play out in the background, I will just take it to here just to load in, and then I think we're gonna pull in Sparrow and we're gonna just talk with him for a minute before we wrap things up.
Mhm.
Hey Sparrow, sorry to
What's up,
pull you
Sparrow?
out of your chat, but
No, it's good.
yeah, good job, man. That was coming down to the wire at the end there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
How'd that
I
how'd
have
that feel
to say
tonight?
that J256A you did at the end was genius.
Oh yeah, backing up with the dive kick.
Oh yeah, I figured he would chase. He did.
You did.
He does have some pretty good chasing buttons, so you do have to be careful. But gosh,
Well,
yeah,
that's why I did the A version instead of the B
That
version.
is exactly why. Backdash 236.
All right. So how'd you feel about tonight? How'd this go for you? You think?
I got more of the TKs and insta overheads. JC at the start of the round into dive kick is really good, as it seems.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Damage.
Yeah. Also, I really like how you were going for the fastball loop a lot. I don't think you got the full combo off of it once,
No,
but
no.
you'll get it.
I need to get better at the timing for that.
It's hard, but I do like going for the hard combos in bracket just to get more experience at him.
If you're already in the corner doing these ones, fine, because you just are next to them.
Yeah.
You can just 2A or TK. So.
Yeah. No, that's definitely fair. I mean, you did good with it. That's you
Oh,
take the tournament.
yeah,
we
you played
cannot
very well.
complain.
Yeah.
This was also a very stacked tournament. Everyone
Yeah,
played
this
very
is
well.
number fun.
No, I didn't have to fight level 5. It was easy sailing. As long as
Dude, I was keeping you safe. I'm here defending the people.
I know, man. And I got Diz as well with the
Oh
parry.
yeah, didn't you practice the Shiro matchup just in case?
I did not. I'm very
No, I
confident.
meant Sparrow, because
Oh,
Sparrow
Sparrow.
got really
Oh,
annoyed.
A little bit. I really hate Shiro. But even versus Diz, that super late jump egg that got parried,
Mhm.
it kind of a scary move.
Yeah, that's a
All
good
right.
move.
So I'm gonna cut us there, and I think that we should do our wrap up stuff, and then
Yep.
if anyone wants to join us, once again we will be doing casuals. If you want to come check out this game, come join the Fate Discord. I'm sure Safety will put it in chat with exclamation point fuck. Yep, perfect. And why don't we do our sign outs? Safety, you want to pull the everything on screen that we want to do?
I didn't. I just realized we had a command for that here.
Yes, it is relatively fresh.
That's cool.
Safety's given us the hookups. So I'm going to go through our classics, but before I do, I will say SGF and, of course, Sparrow for winning the event. Thank you for coming out. This has been a nice night.
The first one I won.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Good shit. Super good shit, dude.
Because there's no coma.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you'll beat him one of these days.
We'll get there. We are all on the grind together to beat Coma. It is an upward road. But
Yeah,
with
Koma's
that,
very good.
with that said, I want to say Toronto Top Tiers that if you are interested in this game or other games like it, we have several games that Toronto Top Tiers is hosting. We've got Tekken 7 on Monday night. We've got Guilty Gear, that's plus R, right? On
Wait a
8
minute,
p.m.
hold on, wait. I think it's... no, that's wrong. It's Them's Fighting Herds week, actually.
it is
let
them
me-
fighting herds this Tuesday
I forgot
at
to
8
switch it,
p.m.
my bad. Here, let me fix that. right
and
now.
Fantasy Strike on Wednesdays. You will find me in Fantasy Strike. It is weirdly enough our sister game, and that might be a good time to switch to Fantasy Strike.
I
It is a
I actually don't have that slide. It's in my other. It's in my other overlay. You can just talk about
Yeah.
it here.
all right. Well,
It's a
Fantasy
very
Strike.
grounded.
I brought bringing you guys to Sun City. I forgot about all the other overlays I
Yeah,
had for you guys.
don't worry, SGF.
Yeah.
I've got it. So Fantasy Strike is a much different game. This is our weirdly enough our sister game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the community in Toronto is Fate players and Fantasy Strike players. We go over to Fate when we all play really fast, multi-hitting anime fighter, and we go over to Fantasy Strike when we want to slow it down a little, play something a bit simpler, but it still has a lot of interesting complexity. It is now free to play, so if you're interested in checking it out, definitely come join either the Fantasy Strike Discord or the Toronto Top Tiers Discord, where you'll find a lot of good players
Oh, I
and
should
a lot of
join the
activity.
Toronto Discord.
You should. It's a fantastic community. I will
Oh,
vouch
I'm
for
a fan
TTT.
already. I've been a
T-
fan of your community for a while.
TTT is an absolutely great community to be a part of. I don't think we have it up on screen or anything else to broadcast, but I will say that now we are going under Permafrost Gaming, which is my old Smash group. We will be doing more local events for Project M and for Melee, so if you're interested in them, definitely check out Ontario Project M on YouTube and Twitch. We're more often.
You gotta give me
active on
slides
YouTube,
for that,
though.
by the way.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
we
cool.
will. And I've said it 3 times tonight, but I'll say it again. This is Fate Unlimited Codes. If you're interested in joining us, join our Discord. It is a very welcoming community. There are a lot of people interested in helping you get better. And honestly, we're always happy to take new members. And I think that's going to be it for us. This is Titanium, and I think we'll be
Please
signing out.
Please shout yourself out, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
SGF, do you want to say your Twitter? Or?
I'm Clive/SGF. I play this game a lot. That's really all I got to say.
That's all you have to say.
I hope I did well on commentary today.
Yeah, this was a nice time. I was glad having both of us consistent on here.
Yeah.
Sparrow, the winner of the night, do you want to say anything?
I am Reginald Swear on Twitter. I play fighting games. I'm not that good at them, but I'm not bad.
Yeah. Oh, you're pretty good. You just won today. Also, I should say, shout-outs to everyone. Everyone played very well today.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. I also got to give shout-outs to Mibieter, because Mibieter was playing as a fairly new player in this bracket, full of absolute killers, and was
The bracket
still,
was stacked, yeah.
still playing very well. I got to give shout-outs to Mibieter. Mibieter was definitely putting in work with Saber Alter and Berserker, and I look forward to seeing Mibieter in more tournaments.
Yeah.
Mib honestly
And,
just needs to put time in, because in Akatsuki, they're one of the better players, hands down.
Yeah. And I'll say it again, we've said it multiple times, I'm Titanium. You can follow me at @NeoRussell on Twitter. And you'll hear great news about Toronto Top Tiers events there. That's the only Twitter I want to support. All right, so I think we're good with that, and we
Yeah,
can
you
call
guys
it
are
a
good.
night.
I'll
right.
close it up here.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you
a
guys
lot. And
for
thank you.
the tournament.
And by the way, sitting behind the scenes, thank you, Safety Man, for coming out and helping us out each
Yes.
week.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
thank you for streaming it every week.
So this will be
We're
a more of a
definitely
regular
grateful for
thing. Fate Unlimited Codes is officially part of the Sun City lineup now, so expect more tournaments like this in the future.
Yeah,
that.
we'll be
Nice.
happy to
I'll
have it.
come
yep.
out for an in-person Sun City once the pandemic's over.
Yeah.
Yep, but let's.
Speaking
we'll
of
worry,
which,
worry about that boat when we get there.
when
Yeah,
you
for
can,
sure.
get your shots, please.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Night,
okay.
everyone.
I'm just gonna close
Good
up
night.
here. I'm gonna close up a few more words here. Just remind everyone that you can follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, where we post when we're doing tournaments. Facebook mostly for our offline events, though that's not really active right now. Discord is the place you want to catch us. We have a very, very active community with a lot of games, including Tekken, Dems Fighting Herds, Fancy Strike, Street Fighter. What else do we have? A bunch of anime games, Guilty Gear.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, that's still popping. Discord.torontoptiers.com. Yeah, Fate. Fate we kind of gets redirect to your Discord.
Yeah, but I'd like to get the Fate chat going more in Toronto Top Tier, so who knows what the future holds for that.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
finally,
I might post in there some.
Finally, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/TorontoTopTiers, where we post all of our VODs, tournament uploads, and stuff like that. If you're interested in more, you can go to info.torontoptiers.com. All the information is there. And with that said, thank you everyone for watching tonight, Toronto Top Tiers. Our next tournament is scheduled on Monday, which is Tekken 7, open to residents of East Coast North America. We'll see you there, and stick around just for a couple minutes as I find someone to raid. But this is Safety Man, over and out. Have a great night, everyone.
Night, everyone.
Night.
All right, and we'll leave you in here.
僕はここにいる今を生きている星の数だけ願いがある戸惑いながらも間違いながらも信じ続けたい強く涙の出口はどこにあるの傷つき傷つけもがいてもしもあの日に戻れたならそんな後悔で終われそうでも僕はここにいる今を生きている人の数だけ願 星の数だけ願いがある戸惑いながらも間違いながらも信じ続けたい強く涙の出口はどこにあるの傷つき傷つけもう書いてもしも